Okay, I think we're live at this point. I'll give everybody just a minute to come in. I think we're live. I've got everything set up a little bit differently, so I started it a little bit early so I could have time to kind of get my windows the way I need them to be. I'll give everybody a minute to get in. Hopefully you can see and hear me. I always ask if you'd let me know that you can see and hear me. That'd be great. Let me know if I need to adjust the audio or if it sounds distorted or if it's too loud, too soft. And everybody's coming in. I see Ryofu, Miss T, nice to see you here. JJ Zone was already here. Tyler Denaro's here. Let me know if, number one, if you can see and hear me, and number two, if it's too loud, too soft, or sounds distorted in any way. Yep, it's game night, Dragon Flare Frog. Glad that you joined us. Voice sounds good. Okay, thanks, Spitwit. Appreciate it. Darren Haverlock is here. What's up? Hope you're doing well on this Christmas Eve. Very excited. Thank you, Jarrett Gerber. Merry Christmas, Jedge. I'm just going to call you Jedge, okay? Alex Wilson's here. Mandy Lynn is here. Melissa Russell is here. And when we start the game, you all will have to tell me, is the game music too loud? Can you not hear me anymore? Am I too loud? And I will adjust it as we go. Flying Car is here. Lathan Lopez is here. Dragon Flare Frog says, this is going to be fun. Can't wait. Yeah, it should be fun. It's been a long time since we've played this game. We haven't beaten it yet. I don't know if we will ever beat it without cheating. Flying Car, thanks for letting me know you can hear me. Joseph Roth says, hi, Brandon. I'm in Queens, New York, and I just ate dinner at a restaurant. Okay, that sounds good. And I'm just looking at my audio levels, just making sure no one is saying that it's distorted or too loud, too soft, anything like that. I think we're good on that. I'll give it just another minute for people to get in, and then we'll start the game. It doesn't matter. I don't really care how many people we have. We might have 10 people. We might have 100 people. We'll just have to see. Joe Mary Hobbs is here. Merry Christmas to you. Jedge, yeah. I mean, I can't pronounce whatever the rest of that is. Yep, Brian Hicks is here, channel member. Merry Christmas, everybody. Lathan Lopez is watching The Christmas Story, or A Christmas Story. Dragon Flare Frog says 6-7. All right, does that mean it's time to start? Miss T asked, do you want to remove the sports category? Yeah, you can play with the categories. I'll take a look at that when we start the game, which will be in just a moment. Fire Breather says Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, back home for the holidays. Joe Mary says I'm almost at 300 subscribers. Very good. That's good. That's very good. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, Miss Key is here, channel member. Thank you for being here. Merry Christmas to you. Gabby is here. She says, I wish I could be here, but my family and friends are almost here. Hope you all enjoy the stream. Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate the support, and I hope you have a nice time. Turner Winstead says, Merry Christmas. Lathan Lopez says, sorry, I had cut 21 live stream. There was no Wi-Fi on the road. And Wisdom Tooth. Oh, yeah, your Wisdom Tooth. I forgot about that. The Edge Quest says, Joseph, did you see Keanu Reeves at New York? There's a lot of people in New York besides Keanu Reeves. But, okay, I think it's time to go ahead and start the game. Lathan Lopez says, did you see the gift cookie actor Gabe Martin? You know, you all have been telling me about that whole situation. I finally did read about it today. And saw a video in a news article where the actor, basically about the backstory that you guys have been telling me about, another actor found out that Martin, I forgot the actor's real name, starts with a T, I think, but Taylor Chase, is that his name? Maybe. but that he was basically homeless and not doing well out in LA. And this other actor said, hey, we've got to do something for him. And they talked about it on the Ned's Declassified podcast. Excuse me. I may have to do that from time to time still. I'm not still sick. But the actor that plays Cookie went out there and found him, and I saw pictures of him, them eating pizza together and getting him a little hotel room and trying to help him out and get him the help that he needs. Just looking at a few more messages, and then I will start the stream. Fire Breather, yeah, he was homeless. Excuse me. And Cookie went out there and is trying to help him out. So Gabby is going to stick around. Just, whenever you have to go is fine, but we appreciate you being here for sure. Jack says, Merry Christmas, Mr. Principal. We'll watch this stream for as long as I can, but I can't be too late. I need to be at work at 8:30 tomorrow. Ooh. And it's currently 11 p.m. in the UK. All right. Yeah, I started this one. Sometimes I like to do earlier streams because of European viewers. It's easier for them. Lathon, it's Tyler Chase. That's right. Matthew TRG says, Atlanta is the only city of the 4 in the thumbnail that is the capital of any state. Let's see. Dragon, yeah, I'm not still sick. I was sick. I was very sick for like over a week, and now I'm okay. I just cough from time to time. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and start the game, and we'll play the US version. If the music is too loud, I will turn it down, okay? So let's start it. All right, how's that? How's that music-wise? Too loud? Let me know if it's too loud. I see some more messages here. Hopefully, if the music is too loud and you can't hear me over the music, let me know and I will adjust it. Matter of fact, I feel like it's too loud now. Let me turn the music down some, and we'll leave everything else as is. All right, that's pretty good. Okay, so people coming in, I just want to say hello to the Charmed Hunter and Real Young Citrus. Merry Christmas to you. And Gabby with a message here before the year is over. I want to thank you for being part of my life. I really enjoy your videos. As a matter of fact, this year I got a new job, and I give credit to you for boosting me. That is so nice. So hopefully it's something you enjoy. You'll have to tell me more about it another time. I'm interested. Let's see. We've got Fire Breather gets up at 4 in the morning for PT. That's pretty serious. Perfect Angel says Merry Christmas Eve, Principal, and the chat. And it said you guys were saying that the music was a little loud. Hopefully it's better now. I think you guys are saying it's better. So I basically cut the music in half. As we go, just let me know how the music is, how the sound effects are, and I will adjust midstream. Okay, so looks like we're good now. I'm going to start the game. So, for those of you who haven't played this with us before, here's kind of how I do it. So, they have, if you know Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, there are lifelines in there that I can use. Now, I do not cheat in this game. I've never cheated to my knowledge, meaning like look up the answers, okay? So, I do use a lifeline, but instead of, like if it's phone a friend, you guys are the friend, right? So, you guys will let me know what you think the answer is. And before, if I'm not using a lifeline, I will stare at the screen. So just so for your point of reference, I have 3 things around me. I have my gaming monitor is here to the side of the camera. I've got the camera here, you guys, and then I've also got my chat window right here. So that's what I'm looking at here. So I'm going to stare intentionally at the screen and not look at the chat until I make a selection. I'm only going to look at the chat beforehand if I'm using a lifeline, okay? Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to, that's not how I want to make it to the top. I think the furthest we've ever gotten is 250,000, and I think maybe we were answering the $500,000 question. All right, let's do this. Any other interesting messages here? Samwise says, Happy Festivus, like from Seinfeld. Excuse me. By the way, for those of you who are looking forward to Victorious, I did 2 episodes, 2 reactions just the other day, and the third one is ready to go. It was stage fighting. That one was pretty interesting. And then the 4th episode I just watched yesterday, and I'm editing it now. It's called, which one was that? There was stage fighting, and then the birthday week. That one was sort of crazy too. All right, Gabby, we'll see you later. We'll see you next time. Say hello to everyone for me. And then, let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to cheat. Dragon Flare Frog. Merry Christmas, RFID, Rifidippy. I guess that's her name. And also, as just a general rule of the stream, if anyone donates to the channel, which I always appreciate that, or buys a membership, I will skip straight to your message. You guys can see on the left side of the screen here, me scrolling through the chat here. I like that so you guys can see. If it is in the way of the game, or it doesn't look right, or you guys can't see the game, I will adjust my windows, okay? I can adjust myself. Oh, no. Okay, all right. I won't do that again, at least for a while. I can adjust the chat window if I want to and move it around. But for now, I'll leave it like this, okay? All right, so let me click on solo. We're gonna try, let's do easy mode, and then if we beat easy mode, we can go back to normal. I think we've done both. Let's do easy mode. All right, so this is where you pick the character. I usually let you guys pick. So who do we have? We've got Margareth, Pablo, good old Pablo. We've got Chun, which we played as before. Hang, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Nadia. We've got, I'm not sure if that's like Jorge's or George's. I don't know how to pronounce that. Julie. Massimo, which we played as before, and then Lindsay. I think that's it. And then Ruben, too. And then we're back at the beginning. So I'll just scroll through here and look and see who you guys want me to be. Yeah, Gabby Brandon is fine. That's how I'm known on this channel. You guys are saying Margareth. I don't know if it's because Margareth is just the first person, but hey, let's do it. So if you guys want me to play as a different avatar next time, we'll do it, okay? All right, a 69-year-old woman. Okay, sure. Let's do it. Here we go. Again, if it's too loud, I'll turn it down. All right, I see some Rubens too. Maybe I can play as him next time. All right, so when the questions come up, you guys, you put your answer in the chat. That's how, this is all of us playing, not just me. So put your answer in the chat. I'm not gonna look at the chat until either I answer or I use a lifeline, right? Okay, so let's continue. Here we go. All right, and I'll let this play just the first time, and then I'll skip it if we play any additional games. I used to get so excited when this would come on back in the day. Pencil Molina, yeah, she's older than 6'7".
Welcome to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
It's not the same
show
without
that
Regis.
Fills up your bank account.
So cheesy. Yep, it's starting. Here we go. Here's
What a
Margaret.
mess my children have dragged me into here.
There are only 15 questions standing between our contestant and $1 million. So let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
All right, here we go. Y'all ready for the easy questions? The first 5 are usually
You know the
pretty
money
easy.
ladder, and it's 15 steps to reach the million.
15 steps to $1 million. You got the lifelines.
To help you, we have 4 lifelines
Phone a
at
friend,
your disposal.
50-50, ask the
Phone a
audience.
friend, the 50-50,
And then different
ask
questions.
the audience, and switch the question.
All right, I won't let this play next time. All right, here we go.
trust yourself and your acquaintances for this new question.
What happens if you throw a boomerang? It flies without stopping. It comes back. It gets bigger. It sings. All right. And, you know, I remember as a kid having the plastic version of this that you can buy in gift shops. It didn't always come back, but traditionally it's supposed to come back. Flying without stopping, like just going forever, like it's like if you throw it in outer space or something. So it's going to be B, right?
And I'm saying B. Yes, B.
What are you guys saying? Jedge, JJ Zone, Crazed Warrior Gang, all saying B. Okay, hopefully we're right. Miss Key, Brian Hicks, Jarrett, Gerber, Sam Wise. Yeah, if you do it correctly, Sam Wise, it's B. Jack saying B. Let's do it. Final answer. I forgot how to control it. Do I just click it again?
Is
Yep.
that your final?
Final answer.
Yes, that's my final answer.
Margaret. All right, did you guys get it right?
You have given your final answer.
All right.
I
Let's
hope
skip
it is.
this part.
You took your
All right.
time, but you
Kaimani's
are right.
here. Guest of honor. Kaimani got
Hey,
it.
that question almost drove me
Mandy
crazy.
Lynn got it. Real Young Citrus. All right, next question.
So let's move on to a whole new question.
They're Danish. What are people from Denmark called? Danish. Denmarkers? Denmarkians? Danes? No, they're Danes. Bassets. I mean, they are Danish too, but it's like a different form of the grammar. They are Danes, I do believe. Not Denmarkers or Denmarkians or Bassets. That's kind of a clue, right? Because Dane is also a breed of dog, a Great Dane, and Basset, like a Basset Hound. It's kind of a little play on words there. I'll give you all just a minute to answer. Hopefully you all are getting it right. There's not that much lag this time, but there's always a little bit of lag with the stream. All right, so C is going to be my answer. What are you guys saying? Lathon Lopez says C. So does Crazed Warrior, Jedge, JJ Zone, Brian Hicks, Jack, Tyler Caswell, Miss T, Perfect Angel, Dav John, Sam Wise, Gabby, we'll see you next time. Perfect Angel, Mandy Lynn, Flying Circus. All right, it's going to be C, the
I
Danes.
thought about it a lot,
Final
and
answer.
I'm going to say C.
And
That's
what
right,
will
right?
be your final
Better be.
answer?
Yes, that's
All
my
right, let's
final.
skip.
You
I'll try
figured
and
it out
skip the
perfectly.
long dialogue.
Nice answer.
All right.
Margaret is still pretty resourceful. You see?
She's not as annoying as some of the other ones.
Your new question is ready.
Which animal
Good
is
luck.
called man's best friend? That would be a dog. So far, so good. Maybe we have a chance at this one. On the normal mode, and it's obviously a dog, on normal mode, sometimes I have trouble the first 5 if it's about a subject I don't know much about. But no, the duck, the hamster, the cat, man's best friend, it's the dog. I don't know where that came from, incidentally, but I do know that's what it is. So that's going to be my answer. You guys are saying C again, of course. Lathon Lopez, Crazed Warrior Gang. Real Young Citrus. Yeah, Real Young says it's on easy mode. It should be easy, but this is not that easy of a game. Not like Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? That one's just too easy. All right, you guys are saying C. Jared Cook, Mandy Lynn, Jarrett Gerber, Darren Haverlock, all saying C. Flying Car. Let's do it. Final answer.
C seems good to me. Okay, C.
Did you guys get
Final?
it? Yep.
Just own it.
All
You
right,
got
congrats. Oh, yes is A.
I
There's
feel
always
great,
one.
physically and mentally. You can tell.
Okay, next question.
it. Here's a new question for you.
Which artist released Thriller? That would be Michael Jackson, George Michael, Britney Spears, Eminem, Michael Jackson. I'm like, one of them better be Michael Jackson. Yep. I feel good about this. Like I said, on normal mode, sometimes I have to use a lifeline on the first 5 if it's about something I don't know a lot about. With me, I know a lot about certain subjects and like almost nothing about others. All right, what are you guys saying here? Real Young Citrus, MJ. Jack says MJ. Crazed Warrior says D. Jedge says D. Samwise, Jack Michelson. Darren Haverlock, JJ's, Kaimani, Brian Hicks, Perfect Angels, all saying C. And some of you guys are just playing around, but that's okay. Jared Cook, Lathon Lopez, Jarrett Gerber, Mandy Lynn, all saying D. Miss Key saying D is saying Key is a Michael Jackson fan, apparently. Miss T saying D. LLL saying MJ. Let's do it. Michael Jackson, final
Well,
answer.
a choice has to be made, so We're going to say D.
All right.
You know what my
Skip
next...
this.
You make
We
it
got
look
it.
easy.
Here's
You
the last
got it.
easy one.
And boom, one more answer. Ha-ha.
Okay. It could be worse.
I think we all agree that we can
Where
move
can you
on to
find
this new
all the words
question.
in the English language? The dictionary? In a motor? In a garage? In a dictionary? In a lamp? So far, these have been really easy.
I'm too
so
stressed out.
maybe we'll make it.
I have to calm down.
All right, we got a donation here. I skip to the donation every time.
Okay,
Samwise.
let's get back to it.
All right, Margaret, you can be quiet. Samwise with the $2 donation. Excuse me. Samwise, I really appreciate it. Samwise495 says, I have approximate knowledge of many things. And that's good. You want to be well-rounded and know a lot about a lot of different things. Thank you, Samwise, for that donation. All right, it's going to be in the dictionary. Hopefully you guys are all saying C. Oh yeah, Darren Haverlock, Lathan Lopez, Jared, Jack, Sir Cashapin's here. Thank you for being here. Perfect Angel, JJ Zone, Miss T, Brian Hicks, Dav John, all you guys saying C. Let's do it.
And the best answer
Final
is C.
answer.
No doubt.
Final answer.
Final answer? The
right, we
threshold
got it.
has been reached. Congratulations.
All right, they usually start getting a little harder here. Let's see what happens. Let's see.
Here's a new question for you.
All right, not looking at the chat. Which kind of animal is a ferret? Well, I know what a ferret is. Herbivorous, meaning, okay. All right. So we got to know what a ferret eats to answer this question. A ferret, I know what a ferret is. It's a little furry animal. A lot of people have them as pets. The question is, does it eat only plants, only meat, or a mixture of plants and meats? And I'm pretty sure ferrets eat plants, but the question is, do they eat plants and meat? And clearly it's not D. I see the chat going. I'm not looking at the chat. I'm not going to cheat. So I don't want to use a lifeline so early, but then I don't want to just lose the game here either. A ferret. What do I know about a ferret? A little furry animal. Surely it's not carnivorous. I'm thinking it's either A or C. Could I see a ferret eating, like, I guess like if it eats bugs or like beetles or things, it would be omnivorous. I don't know for sure though. A ferret. A little furry animal. I don't know. It's either A or C. Does a ferret eat bugs or meat? A ferret. If I had to guess, I might say A is what I would say. So I'm not going to answer yet. I'm going to click A.
Well, I'm going to try A.
I'm not going to make it my final answer. I'm going to look at the chat. You guys are all saying C. You guys are all saying C. Okay. So the only way to do this without cheating is if I use a lifeline, right? And that still probably isn't 100% legit, is it? So let's see. I don't want to, but I guess I have to. Let's do the phone a friend. You guys are my friend. So I'm going to assume that... and I see you guys still typing. Dragon Flare Frog said no. He said A. Andrew the Cheetah said, I said A. You guys are all saying C. So I'm gonna do the honorable thing here. Okay, I'm gonna use the lifeline.
Okay,
it's either
let's
that or
call a
just
friend.
answer A blindly. Who's she gonna call? Yeah, notice because she's so old, it's usually like dad, mom. She's so old, it has to be. Let's do granddaughter and see what it says. What kind of voice acting do they have here?
Hello, Valerie, my dear.
Valerie.
I need your help.
Margaret, of course, no problem. Tell me everything.
Sounds like she
Oh,
just
I
woke
hope
up.
you can get me out of this mess quickly.
I know. It's B.
Seriously? She didn't sound too confident or helpful. Okay, what do you guys think? So initially you all said C, and I thought it was either A or C. I selected A. that may or may not be correct. John Doe is saying it's B. Really? They don't eat any plants? I just didn't think. Samwise says Valerie sounds high. Well, I was going to say that she just woke up. A bunch of you guys answered C at the very beginning. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to treat you guys as my phone-a-friend. So let's do it. Here we go.
I thought about it a lot, and I'm going to say
Here we go.
C.
Let me skip.
Is that
What was it? It was
sad?
B.
But it's the game. This
She was
is
right.
not the right answer.
She was right.
Oh
We were
my.
all wrong.
I played really
except
badly.
for
Oh, that
John
was
Doe.
the wrong answer.
All
but the
right.
good
No-
news
no worries.
is
We're gonna
you
do it
are
again.
walking.
we're gonna do it again. Don't worry. We didn't really get anything. All right. Press a button to continue. All right. Let's do it again. We can't get discouraged. A ferret question. All right. Somebody, I think it was Miss T, said something about adjusting the categories. Does it not let you do that? I thought it let you do that. Play. I don't see an option to do that. That's okay. Maybe it was on one of the other, or maybe it was on normal. Let's do easy mode again. All right, character. You guys were saying Ruben. Some people were saying Ruben last time. This is Ruben. Is this who you want me to be? You guys are saying we should have listened to her. Sir Goggle says I got scammed by the chat. Well, that's what you guys thought. I actually thought it was A or C too, and then she did sound like she just woke up or something. It said, "Oh, it's B," and then that was it. All right, I'm seeing Pablo and Hang, Ruben. Okay, I'll do Ruben, and then I might try one of the others later. We'll be Ruben this time. All right, here we go. I'm gonna skip the intro this time. All right, here we go. Here we go. We could do better than last time for sure. I'll try to move it along a little bit more this time.
Our team of editors offers you a new question.
What direction cannot be found on a compass? East is there. North is there. Northeast is there. West-east. West-east. It reminds me... All right, Ruben, you can be quiet. It reminds me of... was it the pizza delivery? Or one of them where he's like, Weast. He looks at his compass, SpongeBob or Mr. Krabs or one of them, and says it's something about Weast. Reminds me of that, West-East. Hopefully you guys are saying D. Hopefully. Let's see. Yeah, Samwise mentions Weast as well. Yeah, you guys are all saying D, all remembering the Weast. Yep. All right, let's go West-East. Final answer.
No doubts whatsoever, obviously.
Oh, he's going to be
Final?
annoying.
That's
He's
the
going to be
one.
annoying. Ruben is.
That's all me. Perfection.
All right. I'm going to... no, I don't want to turn... I was going to adjust the sound a bit.
So let's move on to a whole new question.
I'll do it later. Which of these Fortnite modes does not exist? I don't think I'm going to know this. Save the World, Battle Royale, Creative, Pixels. I don't play Fortnite, okay? I'm assuming Battle Royale is a mode, and I'm assuming Creative is a mode. Save the World? Pixels. Pixel mode? I don't want to use a lifeline this early. This is only the second question, but I don't play Fortnite, okay? So I don't know. Save the World mode or Pixels mode? Let's do Pixels. Here we go.
No doubts, really. It's D.
Final? That is correct.
All right, thank you.
And
All
a
right.
right answer for the
So
coolest
what did you guys say?
contestant.
You guys were saying
Bam.
different things. Melissa Russell said D. Jack said C. SM
New question
said D.
coming up. Good luck to you.
Lathon said Pixels. JJ says A. Yeah, I don't play Fortnite either. Ricky Rax, thank you for being here, Ricky Rax. Which of these figures has no relationship to Roman history at all? This I should know. Octavius is, a.k.a. The first emperor, Augustus, certainly. Caesar, everybody knows Caesar. Pompey, famous general. who was involved with the rebellion against Octavius. I know a lot of Roman history. Mario, no, Mario's not in Roman history. That would be pretty funny, though. Mario. Okay, hopefully you guys are saying D. You guys are saying D. Flying Car says it's either A or D. Jedge, Ricky Rack says Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Matthew, JJ's, Brian Hicks, Miss Key, Perfect Angel, all saying D. Or actually, Perfect Angel said B. Zexion says Emperor Mario. That would be pretty funny. All right, yes, it's Mario. Final
Of
answer.
course it's D. Anyone else in my place would know it.
Ruben's too annoying. I can't handle him.
You
again.
make it look easy. You got it.
The handsomest and the most cultured. What more could you
I can only take one go.
Good
of
luck to
Ruben.
you for this new question.
What does the expression knee high to a grasshopper? Knee high to a grasshopper. If you're knee high to a grasshopper, that means you're short, right? I've never heard that too much. I think I've heard it before, but not so much. So if you're knee high to a grasshopper, that means you're so short you don't even come up to a grasshopper's height, right? I guess that's correct. The options are A, you're short, B, you're tall, C, you're jumpy, or D, you're curious. You're knee high to a grasshopper. It's you're short, right? I'm going to assume that's the case. Here we go.
Let's
Final
not waste
answer.
any time. A.
So, of
All
course.
right. You guys are all saying A. Sir
That's
Goggles,
all me.
Anamore, Mandy Lynn,
Perfection.
Dab John, JJ's, Sad Doggo, Sir
Here's a new
Cashapin,
question for you.
All saying A. Good job. What makes up a poem? Verses, sentences, movements, clauses. Okay. And I love how the answers, even the wrong ones, are all sort of interrelated, especially for the first 5 questions. So obviously a poem has verses. Sentences are in a paragraph. Movements would be like for a musical work. Clauses for a contract, maybe. The clause of a contract or an important document. It's going to be verses. I see the chat going. Hopefully you guys are saying A, which is going to be the answer. You guys are saying A. Miss T saying A. Crazed Warrior Gang A. Brian Hicks A. And we've got a donation from Kaimani Burrell, channel legend and principal's office level member. Kaimani says, does this count as Christmas fun or a gift to your channel, or will there be something else on Christmas Day like a giveaway? And you know, I'm going to stay away from Christmas Day. I know everybody, including my own self, has plenty of things they'd like to do on Christmas Day. So you may see a little community post just wishing everybody Merry Christmas, but that's going to be it. Thank you, Kaimani, for your donation. You're a legend, my friend. Okay, everybody's saying A. Jarrett Gerber, Flying Car, Mandy Lynn, Miski, Kaimani, Reiki Rax, Bam Music. Everybody's saying A. Andrew the Cheetah. Let's do A. Final answer.
Let's roll. We're choosing A.
All right, here
Are
we
you
go.
Well, you just got to that
All right, here
important
we go.
threshold.
We're starting getting a little harder now. All right, let's skip. Which sport? In the sports, I'm bad at. If I have the option later to take out the sports, I might do that. I don't know. I don't know hardly anything about sports. Teddy Reiner, judo, karate, soccer, tennis. I think it's either A or B, simply because A and B are kind of related, and they usually do that. So if I were to guess, I would probably say A or B, simply because they're close. But I don't really know. I see the chat going, and I have all the lifelines. I have a 50-50, but if I do 50-50 and it leaves A and B there, it doesn't do me much good. I have Ask the Audience, Phone a Friend, which is you guys, and then I have different question. I'm going to do Ask the Audience, okay? And when I do this, I usually use you guys as well. So let's do the Ask the Fake Audience.
Okay,
here.
guys, this is an important question.
go.
If
Now,
you
what
would
are you
pick up
guys
those
saying?
keypads
You guys are
and
saying-
enter your votes now.
Andrew says B, Jared says A, Turner says C, Crazed says A, Hank the Tank, thanks for being here and thanks for modding, says A. So the audience kind of narrowly says A, But if I were to take a wild guess, it would be between A and B, simply because judo and karate are both forms of martial arts. I've never heard of him, and I'm not real a big sports guy, so I'm thinking he does something that's a little more obscure and not mainstream, and judo would certainly fit that. So I'm going to say A, judo. Okay, Turner Winstead says he's a fan of Teddy Riner, and he said C. Is it really C, Turner Winstead? Darren says A. Jarrett says A. Matthew says A. Turner Winstead, are you serious? Are you a fan of Teddy Riner? I'll give him a second here. I don't want to blow it here on like the 6th question. Zexion says A is correct. Hank the Tank says, I'll time you out and you won't be in on... Yeah, don't spam. And thank you, mods, for preventing spamming, profanity, doxing, inappropriate comments. If in doubt, please, either block it or kick the person. Okay. All right. Let's do A. Everybody's saying A. The audience narrowly said A. Final answer. And by the way, I'm going to move this chat window a little bit. I just realized you guys can't... I'm going to shrink the chat window down just a little bit so you guys can see all the answers. Okay, there we go. That looks good, I think. Maybe. Shrink it a little bit more. Okay. All right. A, final
Let's not waste any time. A.
I know you were waiting
please
for me
be
to
right.
ask you. You
All
figured it out perfectly. Nice answer.
Maybe some trolling going on. Hopefully
The
not. Turner
handsomest
Winstead.
and the most cultured.
Okay.
What more could you want?
All right. Next question. Here we
Are
go.
you ready to...
I didn't mean to. I won't do that again. I want it to come up answer by answer. We've had this question before. Where does surfing come from? A, France. B, Australia. C, the United States. D, Polynesia. I remember this question before. And I remember this whole discussion about, it comes from Hawaii. No, it doesn't. He just popularized it. I think it's Australia, but did I get this one wrong last time? I can't remember. I remember going through this whole thing about where does surfing come from. It was like several streams ago. It was over the summer sometime. Or was it Polynesia? Now I'm doubting myself. I remember going through this whole thing of it was the Aboriginals from Australia that made it up. But then we were like, no, it came from Hawaii. But then I thought, no, it just became popularized in Hawaii. And I'm not really sure at this point. So we've already used a lifeline. Oh, man, I don't want to use another one. I'm going to have to guess. I think it was B. Okay, I'm going to select B, but I'm not going to make it my final answer yet.
Okay, B.
I'm going to look at the chat.
Let's roll.
Oh, you guys are all saying D. Maybe this is what happened last time, is I went through that whole line of thought and selected Australia and then got it wrong. I think that may have been what happened. You guys are all saying D. Okay, let's use a lifeline. I'm going to change my answer to D, but only after using the lifeline, because I don't want to just full-blown start cheating.
Let's
All
call
right,
your
lifeline.
friend.
Who does
hoping
Ruben
to
have?
get the right answer to this embarrassing...
All right, who does Ruben have? An uncle, a brother, a nephew? Let's call our father, see if he knows. What kind of voice acting do we have here?
Hello, Dad.
Yes, Ruben. What's all this about?
I need your help. I'm completely stuck on this question. It's annoying.
I guess he has to be British, too.
I'm so happy. I know the answer, and it's D.
Okay, well, fake father says it's D as well. Yeah, that's quite a voice acting job. All right, so you guys mostly said D. Ruben's father apparently said D. I think that's right. I think when I had this question like 6 months ago, I selected Australia after that whole line of reasoning, got it wrong, and then that was it. So Polynesia,
No doubt, really.
final answer.
It's D.
got it right. Well done.
You got it.
And a right answer for the coolest contestant. Bam!
He ain't the coolest contestant, Ruben. All right, here we go. Next question.
Will you be able to answer this new question as well?
Here we go. What is the largest city in the world? I think it's Lima. Tokyo. Shanghai. I think it's Lima. Delhi. Beijing. Okay. I grew up always hearing that it was Lima, Peru, but also it's probably going to be Tokyo. I think it's Tokyo. It depends on how you define the city, like the city limits and, how you define that. So, and most people refer to Tokyo as just this massive area with little cities inside of it almost. So I think it's Tokyo. I'm going to go with Tokyo as my final answer. I believe that's correct. The largest city in the world. Although I vividly remember growing up learning or being taught that it was Lima, Peru. All right. Hopefully you guys are saying A, because that's what I'm going to pick. I'm going to go ahead and pick it now. We'll see what happens.
Okay, let's
Final
roll.
answer.
We're choosing A.
That's what we were looking for.
Didn't use the lifeline. All right, let's see if you guys got it.
The best
T,
contestant is
Brian
on
Hicks.
his way, ladies and gentlemen.
Jared Cook, Matthew, JJ Zone, all saying A. Matthew, Mandy Lynn, Sir Goggles, Sir Cassia Pence
And
is
here's
A or
a new
B.
question that I
All right, here we
hope
go.
won't worry you.
Which of these books was not written by Jules Verne? From the Earth to the Moon, Robinson Crusoe, The Mysterious Island, Mikhail Strogoff. I think A was, and I only know that because I'm a big Back to the Future fan, and that was like Dr. Emmett Brown's favorite author. He brings him up several times. Robinson Crusoe. And I'm just saying the titles in my head and then saying the author's name, kind of seeing if it goes together. Literature is not my strong suit either. I know some, but not a ton. The Mysterious Island by Jules Verne. Mikhail Strogoff by Jules Verne. I don't know. I'm not sure. From the Earth to the Moon, I'm pretty sure is. Because that's the one that Doc mentions in the movie Back to the Future, I think. Robinson Crusoe. The Mysterious Island. But I can't be sure. But I only have the 50-50, the different question, and that's it. That's all I have. And then walk away with the money. Mysterious Island. Michael, I don't know what this D even is. Is it going to be that? Robinson Crusoe. Mysterious Island by Jules Verne. Mikhail Strogoff. I would guess D if I were to guess. If I were to guess, it would be D. Do I want to waste a lifeline? The 50-50 or the different question? I might just go ahead and guess. And if we start over, we start over. That's okay. Here we go.
D. No doubts whatsoever, obviously.
Let's see what happens.
And now,
No, it was
you
Robinson
can't always
Crusoe.
win. That's the
All right.
wrong
Oh, my
answer.
goodness.
Sorry.
Kaimani
Yes,
Burrell.
but the questions
All
were also too hard.
He's got to be quiet. All right, we're going to play again. Don't go anywhere. We're going to play again. But first, I want to get back to the menu. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to Kaimani's message, and apparently you can take stuff out. I didn't see sports on there. I'm going to adjust the sound real quick, and then I'm going to go to the chat, okay? I'm going to turn the sound effects down just a little bit. I'm going to turn the music down a little bit more. See how that works. All right, Kaimani Burrell with a $20 donation. Kaimani says, Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Brandon. This will act as my gift to you. I really appreciate it, man. And relating to the question, I did both judo and taekwondo, and yet don't know who that person is. Oh, you mean the person in the question. Also, again, advocating and looking forward to 2026. Kaimani, I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a Merry Christmas, or that you do have a Merry Christmas. I really, really appreciate it. I guess is that why you asked about Christmas? I really appreciate the gift, Kaimani. I really do. Okay, I want to see what you guys put. You see I'm scrolling up in the chat. Most of you guys were saying B. Now, if you guys are looking it up online and then answering, I have no way of knowing that. Hopefully not. But if you are, I have no way to stop you. Yeah, John Doe said A and C are definitely Vern. I knew A was only because of the movie Back to the Future. All right, let's play again. Here we go. Let's play again. Solo mode. We're going to do easy. I'm sorry. I can't do Ruben again. You guys are saying, I tell you what, put who you want me to be, and I'll select it for the next game if I play again. A bunch of people were saying Pablo, so I'm going to go back to Pablo, good old cranky Pablo, old geezer, and play as Pablo. 75 years old, retired, tap dancing. He must be doing all right if he can tap dance at 75. Okay, so you guys are saying Pablo, Massimo, Hang. I don't know how to pronounce it. Pablo. I'll be Pablo this time, and whichever gets the next votes that probably haven't come up on the screen for me yet, I'll do that next time. All right, Pablo. Here we go. We can do it. We're gonna make it. All right, I'm gonna skip the intro. Okay. Let's get right to the game. All right. Jason Hoffarth is here. Pablo Escobar.
Welcome back to Who Wants to Be a
Channel
Millionaire?
member. All right, here we go. Let's go to the first question. Ready? Here we go.
Here's a new question for you.
What does your heart do when you exercise? It beats faster? Speeds up? Yeah, letter A. It stops? Hope not. It slows down? No. It turns green? Hope not. So yeah, it's A. You guys put your answer in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and select it. This one's too easy here.
Let's go with A.
So this...
Hopefully you
Yes,
guys are putting
absolutely.
A here. I need to adjust my
See?
chat. Let it load.
Experienced contestants always
Jason
win the day.
Hoffarth, Miss T, Crazed Warrior, Jedge, all saying
I think we
A.
all agree that we can move on to this new question.
Mandy, Jack, Lathon. Yeah, Pablo doesn't have a Spanish accent. Darren Haverlock, Jared Cook, all saying A. All right, next question. What do you hit with a badminton racket? A birdie or the shuttlecock, I think, is the other name for it. I'm used to calling it a birdie. I think we've had this question before. We're getting to the point where we're having repeat questions every once in a while. So I think C is the other word for it. There's more than one word for it. I'm used to calling it a birdie. So it's not a ball. It's not a net. It's not. Hopefully you don't hit the net. And it's not a golf ball. It's the shuttlecock, which is letter C. Are you guys saying C? Yep. Jared Cook, Jason Hoffarth, Jack says A. Miss T says C. Miss Key says C. Dav John, Hank the Tank, Jay Dunham, JJ Zone, Kaimani, Crazed Warrior Gang, Sir Cashpin, all saying C. Let's go C, final answer.
It's C, right? Okay, C.
Oh, geezer.
And what will be your final...
All right, here we
You
go.
took your time, but you are right.
All right, next question.
With that, if I'm not the star of the family when I go back...
All right,
Are you ready for this new question?
there we go. Which animal is known as the king of beasts? Is it the lion? I'm used to calling him like the king of the jungle or whatever. King of
Okay.
beasts.
I haven't spent this many years educating myself to not know the answer to this question.
I'm pretty sure it's the lion. Pretty sure it is the lion. Or is... Got to be B or C, right? The lion or the tiger. The king of the jungle. I remember that phrase. The king of the jungle. That might be from like the Jungle Book, like the tiger. But I believe it's referring to the lion. I think. All right, I see you guys talking in the chat. I'm not going to look yet. I'm going to say B, final answer.
Well, I'm gonna try B.
You had to make... That
All
is
right.
correct.
Yes. All right, Jared
See?
Cook.
Experienced
Lathon,
contestants
said tiger,
always
maybe.
win the day.
Yeah, I was thinking of the Jungle Book. That
It's
King of
time
the
to
Jungle
move on
phrase.
to a new question.
All right, which book in the Harry Potter series is The Prisoner of Azkaban? It's not the first one. I think it's the second one. It's not the first one. I know that. I'm going to turn the music back up a little bit. I can't even hear it anymore. What does tab do? Tab says hide. Oh, you can like hide that little menu. I think it's the second, and I've never read the Harry Potter books. The only reason I think it's the second one is I just remember, like, when the movies started coming out, I did see the first Harry Potter movie. I never saw any of the other ones, but I remember seeing the second one advertised right after the first one. So I think it's the second one, and I think I'm confident enough to just go ahead and say it without using a lifeline. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to look at the chat, okay?
I would say B. I have no doubt.
Okay. I might be wrong. So I see a bunch of C's and a bunch of B's. And then Zexion says, no, don't. What is it, B or C? Chamber of Secrets. Well, the game's not over. That just means I'm going to use a lifeline. The Chamber of Secrets. That's right. So it's going to be C, right? All right. So, yeah, you guys are all telling me it's the third one. Real Young Citrus says it's the third one. So don't worry. We're just going to do this, and we're going to use a lifeline. Let's do the good old phone a friend. What friends does Pablo
let's
have?
call a friend.
Son, wife, sister, granddaughter. So, is his wife going to know about Harry Potter? Let's see. Zelda is her name. Let's do it. Let's listen to this.
Yes, hello. I'm listening.
Good evening. This is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And Pablo needs your wisdom.
Well, I'm going to do my best then.
Zelda, you're my last hope on this one. But don't put too much pressure on yourself, okay? Not too much.
It's C. No doubts whatsoever.
Okay. She knows. All right, so all you guys said C. Yeah, that voice is crazy, Jason Hoffarth. Yeah, sounds like she could barely talk. But you guys all said C. She said C. So let's do it. Third
C
book,
is the
Twilight.
right answer. I would stake my life on it.
Staking his life on it.
You know what?
All right.
And that is the right answer.
I'll turn the music back up just a
That
little
just
bit.
goes to show that my memory is still in good shape.
Is it, though? Okay.
Your new question is ready.
Who built
Good
the
luck.
Chrysler Building? Walter Chrysler, John Chrysler, Robert Chrysler, Dean Chrysler. I'm not sure I know this. I mean, the Chrysler Building. Walter Chrysler, John Chrysler, Robert Chrysler, Dean. I don't know. Okay, another lifeline. Let's do Ask the Audience.
For a few seconds, the audience will vote.
I want to say
Good
it's
luck.
B or D, maybe, like it's a one-syllable name, but I don't really know. Oh, guess not. 64% said A. That's pretty overwhelming. That's what I'm going to pick. What are you guys saying? Crazed Warrior says A. Miss Key, A. Sam Wise, Mary Chrysler, yeah. I've seen that. That's pretty good. I didn't know anybody else knew about that. JJ Zone, A or C. Hank the Tank says Walter, right? I did not know that. Walter Chrysler. Some of you guys are saying A. Brian Hicks says B. Darren says A or C. I'm going to go with the audience and some of you guys and say A. And we've got another donation from Kaimani Burrell, $5. I'm going to skip straight to what he said. He said, what are the odds you do a Kahoot competition with your channel viewers or members as well early in 2026? I think that's really cool. I just need to find a good collection of Kahoots and then either do a specific subject or a general knowledge, some Kahoots. I just need to find them. But yes, I definitely want to do that. Kaimani, thanks for the donation. Again, another one, $5. I do plan to do that. And actually, a bunch of people agree with you. So Lathan Lopez says, yes, do Kahoot. Jedge says, I would love that. Jason says, this sounds super fun. Crazed Warrior says, same. Jack says, that's actually such a cool idea. So I tell you what, let's do. Next week, sometime next week, we'll do that because I will still be off. I'm off of work all this week and all next week because my school district is out. School is out, so I don't have to report back to work until January the 5th. So we'll do at least once. We'll do that, maybe even twice with some different cahoots. So thanks for the suggestion, Kaimani, and thank you for the donation. Those of you who are saying it's a good idea, like Jack and Matthew and Miss Key, don't forget to look out. I'll try to give you some advance warning so you can tune in. Okay, enough of me yapping. Thanks again, Kaimani. Let's do Walter Price.
I'm going to pick A.
Is that your... This money is safe now, thanks to the threshold.
The threshold. That means we can't leave with less than 1,000. Okay, Lathon, yep, winter break.
Let's go for a whole new question.
All right. I think I know this. Which is the iconic animal of Fortnite? I thought I did. I don't think it's a horse. And the only reason I might know this is because of advertising. I don't play Fortnite. I've never played Fortnite. I don't think it's a horse. I don't think it's a panda. A llama, I think it maybe is a llama. A camel, I don't think so. I think it's the llama, right? I think it is the llama. I think. So I'm going to select llama. But I'm going to turn to the chat.
No doubt about it.
I'm going to turn to the chat. You guys are all saying C, so I don't have to use a lifeline. Excuse me. Okay, Melissa Russell, Jedge, Andre Cheyenne, welcome to the stream. Lathon Lopez says panda maybe. Yeah, you and I said we don't play the game. Miss Key doesn't know. Zexion says, is this game sponsored by Fortnite? Well, I don't know. Brian and Comprehensibility says C. Welcome, by the way. Saint Fasudo says llama. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the llama. And I only know that because of its massive advertising campaigns back in the day. A llama.
Are you absolutely sure? That is correct.
Didn't have to use a lifeline that time.
See? Experienced contestants always win the day.
What are the odds that Pablo knew about Fortnite? I don't think so.
At the pace you're going to make short work of this new question.
Which Olympian is Percy Jackson's father? Oh, okay. You know, at first, I thought it meant like an Olympian, as in an Olympic athlete in real life. I'm like, who's Percy Jackson? So, no, it's talking about Greek mythology. Percy Jackson. I don't know. Percy Jackson's father. I just don't know. I don't know enough about this. I know some Greek mythology, or maybe it's not Roman mythology, it's Greek mythology. I don't know enough about it to answer this, and I don't want to use a lifeline. Well, I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to just switch out the question entirely because I don't even have any way of narrowing it down. But first, I'm making the decision to switch the question out, okay? I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to look at the chat. Okay, you guys are all saying Poseidon, which I know is the fake god of the sea, basically. Jeff Robert, Merry Christmas, by the way. I do see your message there. So you guys are all saying Poseidon. So I'm going to assume it's that. But I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to use the switch the question. So this is going to take away this question and give me a whole new question. Here we go.
You choose to play wisely when using your switch.
Switch.
Good luck to you.
I think it tells us the answer. Yeah, Poseidon. Yeah, you guys were right. So congrats. All right, here we go. New question. We've only got one lifeline
Now let's go
left.
to the next question, if you don't mind.
Who invented the Olympics? The Greeks? The French? The Germans? The Greeks? The Americans? No, it was the Greeks. I knew that kind of immediately. Back in the ancient world. Now, the Germans, I think, this is the first modern-day Olympics in Germany. I think that's correct. But it's an ancient event, and all the different city-states would come together. Instead of fighting each other, they would come together for the Olympic Games. So it's the Greeks, 100%. So are you guys saying Greeks? Yeah, hopefully. Crazed Warrior, Jedge, Hank, Jared, Darren, Alex, all saying C. Lathon, Kaimani, Miss Key, Andres, Jack, Sir Cashapin, John Doe says Athens. All right, the Greeks.
Yep,
Final
C,
answer.
right? Okay, C.
Finally,
Go.
that's
Yep.
what we were looking for.
all right.
That's right.
Andre says he knows because of
That
Assassin's
just
Creed.
goes to show that
Assassin's
my
Creed.
memory is still in good shape.
All right, next question. Here we go.
I hope you have recovered from your emotions, because here is your new question.
Not a literary question. I'm cooked. Here we go. What is the name of the first His Dark Materials book? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. If it's about certain subjects, I'm going to nail it. If it's about books, I'm just not going to get it. What is the name of the first His Dark Materials book? I don't know. So the only thing I can do without cheating is use the 50-50. So let's do it now.
Okay, let's take away 2 incorrect answers. Let's see what we are left with.
Okay. All right, the golden compass or the chocolate coin? I don't know. I don't know. And now, and at this point, I'm just trying to read into, like, naming, like, his logic behind naming books. I don't even know what this is. What is the name of the first His Dark Materials book? The Golden Compass, the Chocolate Coin. It could be either one of them. I don't know. I'm just going to have to take a guess. And it's going to be a 50-50 chance. The Golden Compass, the Chocolate Coin. What is the name of the first book? And I'm just trying to think. Would the first one be the Golden Compass? Would the first one be the Chocolate Coin? I mean, chocolate's dark, right? Gold is dark in like a, kind of a corrupt kind of way. Dark materials. Gold, chocolate. I don't know. Let's go chocolate.
It's
Final answer.
D, I think. Well, actually, I'm sure of it.
Are you, though?
What a pity.
Somehow I knew
this
that was
is
wrong.
the wrong answer.
Okay. We're going to play
well,
again. Don't worry.
Great.
I want to play
what
again.
a failure.
All right.
I'm not.
Let's skip all this. Excuse me. All right. So, Kaimani with another $5 donation. Kaimani, you are mind-blowing. Kaimani says, I do apologize. I have to step away to tend to my 4-year-old brother. Good night, everyone. I'm clocking out. Hope you're able to get him to sleep and deal with him. I know how that is. So Merry Christmas, Kaimani. We'll see you hopefully on a stream where we can do some Kahoot next week. Okay. We're going to play again. Don't go anywhere. We're going to play again. Now, I'm going to turn the music back up just a little bit. It's only loud on the menu screen. Let's go to audio. Let's turn the music back up just a little bit. Not much. Just a little bit. The voices could stand to be a little... I didn't know there was a separate voice volume. The voices could stand to be a little lower. Okay, I think we'll try that. Okay, so I'll make you a deal. I don't want to just play easy over and over and over again. If we lose this one, maybe we'll go back and play the UK version. Maybe we'll try to do that, or we'll just try our hand at normal and see if there's that much of a difference. Okay, let's do it at least one more time on easy mode. Solo. We're gonna do, or actually, you know what? I went to that screen. There was a screen where I can adjust the categories, I think. It's not this, obviously. Language, video, audio, yeah. There's a different screen. No. Maybe it was it shop? Yeah, this is where you buy the new category packs. But it doesn't let you take them off. Okay, I guess we're stuck with it. Here we go. You guys ready? See a few messages here. Zelda is leaving him. You guys said, let's do hang. Okay, I'll do that. Aimful Drifter says, hello, Principal, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. May God bless your life. Luke from ENP. Luke from ENP. All right. That's Empires and Puzzles. If you don't know what that is, it's a very popular mobile game that I play that Luke plays as well. All right. So let's go. Excuse me. Let's go easy mode. Let's do hang this time. I guess I'm pronouncing that correct. Probably not. All right. Let me find him. Okay. Yep. 19. Okay. He's a designer who likes music. Okay. Not bad. Let's do it. I'm going to skip the intros. We'll go straight to the game. All right. Here we go. You guys ready? Get
Ready
to
for this
answer.
new question?
Leonardo da Vinci did not practice which of these crafts? Yeah, he did a little bit of everything. Painting, definitely. Sculpture, definitely. Architecture, I'm pretty sure. Delivery driver. Did they have delivery drivers in like the 15th century? I think that's when he lived. Like no, they didn't even. What would they have had? How could you be a delivery driver? Like you drive in your, I guess just your horse. You get on a horse and get a loaf of bread and deliver it to somebody. I don't think DoorDash or Uber Eats or things like that existed during that time. All right, he was definitely not a delivery driver. You guys are all saying D. Brian Hicks, Key, Matthew, JJ's, Andre, Samandy, Jack, Aimful Drifter, Jedge, all saying D.
Yeah.
Here we go, final answer.
D's good for me. That's the right one.
You figured it out perfectly. Nice answer.
Okay, here we go, second question.
Obviously, that was the right answer.
All right, $200.
I think we all agree that we can move on to this new question.
Which of these words is made up only of vowels? Okay, so you literally just look at it. So it's C, obviously. You only have to know what a vowel is.
I know the answer, of course. Let's think.
Hang, do you really need to think about this one? I have seen that somewhere before just because it looks so odd, but I have no idea what it means. So it's obviously C. That's gonna be the final answer, and my chat has stopped loading for a minute. Okay, now it's going. Samantha Robinson, Merry Christmas to you as well. You guys are all saying C. Jason, Hank, JJ, Jedge, Mandy, Aimful Drifter, Lathon. Lathon is just saying he's British accent. All right, here we go. I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's going to be my final answer.
Let's go for C. Yeah, let's
C.
go.
That's the one.
All right.
And one more point for
Zexion
yours
getting
truly.
the hang of it. Funny.
It's
Darren
time to
said
move on
C,
to a
Jack
new
said C.
question.
How many people are in Daft Punk? Is it 5? It's not 2 or 3. I think it's 5, right? Or is it? Now I'm second guessing myself. I think it's 4 or 5. I think it's 5. It's been a long time since I've seen a music video of theirs where they wear, they always have the robot helmets or whatever it is. It's been a long time. 4 or 5. It's 4 or 5, and I refuse to use a lifeline this early on. If it's wrong, I'm just gonna start over. I cannot lose this early. Let's do 5.
Well, I'd say D.
I know you are waiting. You can't
2.
always win.
2?
That's
Seriously?
the wrong
I
answer.
thought it was way more
Sorry.
than that. Okay, shows what I know.
It just ends like that without one.
All right, you guys got it
no.
right. I'm gonna restart it. I cannot switch games just like that. All right. Well, anyway, you guys got it. Hank got it. Zexion, Miss T, Jamal Sampson. Nice to see you, by the way. Yeah, Miss T said GG. Yep. All right, but we're going to do it again. I cannot switch games already after like the third question or whatever that was. I'm going to quickly restart it. Easy mode. We're going to be hang again. He didn't get enough camera time. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's go straight back into it. I'm going to even skip this part.
Seriously? How could I draw a blank on this question?
He was the president of the United States in 2020. So if you want to be technical, it was... Okay, no, that's wrong, because in 2020, the election was in 2020, but Trump didn't take office for a second term until 2021. So, no, that's wrong. I'm totally wrong. It's Donald Trump. What I meant was Joe Biden did not take office yet until 2021. So obviously it was Trump.
And I'm going to say...
Okay.
A.
You guys got it
Final
right.
answer? You make it look easy. You got it.
You guys all picked A. Let's go
I
to
just
the next
had
one.
to answer that question.
Here we go. Next one.
Here's a new question for you.
Which of these does not lay eggs? Hen lays eggs. A rooster does not. A goose lays eggs. A swallow, I'm guessing, lays eggs. And I immediately think of Monty Python with the African and European swallows and all that stuff. So, but I didn't know whether they laid eggs or not. But I know a rooster does not. So obviously that's going to be the answer. Hopefully you guys are saying B. You guys, it's lagging a little bit. Yep, you guys are okay. Now it's coming. Aimful Drifter, Jedge, Matthew, Jamal. Yep, roosters are male. Miss T, JJ's are all saying B. Yep, it's B. Rooster.
I'm going to
final
choose B.
That is the right answer.
Yep, right answer.
And one more point for yours truly.
He's a little annoying too, but not as annoying
This
as
new
Ruben.
question shouldn't give you a hard time, in theory.
Okay, what is the female reproductive organism of a flower? It's the... I'll know it when I see it. The pistil, I think. Pustule. Yeah, it's the pistil. I couldn't remember it exactly before it flashed on the screen, but I knew I'd remember it. And this goes back to like 7th grade science, where I learned this and never really used it. It's not the parsley. It's not the parsnip. It's not the pustule. That's really gross. It's the pistil. The pistil with an I. Hopefully that's what you guys are saying in the chat. Lathon says B. Miss T says C. Yeah, Andres Pistol. Yeah, you never really see that unless you're talking about botany and stuff. Darren says C. Miss Key. I do remember that from science class. The pistil and there are some other parts to the flower and how it fertilizes and stuff. I don't know a ton about that, but I do remember that word. Here we go. Pistil.
Okay.
Final answer.
Well, the right answer is C.
All right.
Final? That is correct.
Okay, get ready for the next one.
Oh, I just had to answer that question.
Here we go.
Trust yourself and your acquaintances for this new
Fear of
question.
spiders, arachnophobia. A, arachnophobia. Spider phobia. Arachnophobia. Insectophobia. Interesting because C, arania, like araña, I'm pretty sure is the Spanish word for spider, but it's arachnophobia, arachnid, having 8 legs. All right. Are you guys saying A? Yep. A. Okay. Zexion says good movie too. Yeah. I remember seeing commercials for it when I was little. It did look pretty scary. Okay, arachnophobia.
A?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Final
let's
answer.
go for A.
Final answer?
Excuse me.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Yes, absolutely.
You got it. You guys got it.
Obviously,
Jed,
that
Brian
was the
Hicks,
right answer.
Andrew, Jason Hoffarth, you guys all got it.
And let's go for a whole new question.
Independence Day, July 4th. That's an easy one. Not July 14th, not July 24th or 34th or 31st. I thought it was going to say 34th. Yep, this one's pretty easy. July 4th, Independence Day. Great movie as well. Will Smith, if you remember that one. Okay, Jason. Yep, July 4th. Yep. I see you guys all saying A. Jedge, JJ Zone, Alex, Matthew, Hank, Aimful, Mitski, Jack. Yep. Yeah, we are on a roll. Let's keep going.
No,
July 4th.
it's definitely A.
Final?
We are on a roll.
You got to the threshold.
The threshold.
Money is safe.
All right.
Are you ready for this
Jared,
new
the most
question?
awesome, says, you have a great YouTube channel. I appreciate the comment. I really do. Which animal neighs? That would be a horse, right? Yep. A dog, a weasel, an otter, or a horse. The horse says
not
neigh.
sure.
You know, it's
Oh, God,
part
it's
of
hard.
songs and countless
It's easy when
children's
you're behind a
books.
screen.
Yeah, he says it's easier when you're behind a screen. That's a little dig at me, I guess. So, yeah, obviously it's horse. Hopefully you guys are saying D. Yep, Jedge, D. Brian Hicks said the previous question B was for Bastille Day. I think that's correct. Yeah, Hank says it's easy modes. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it seems like it's a little harder. All right, horse.
Yeah. D's good for me.
I mean,
That's
is
the right one.
That's more like, are you
Yes,
smarter than
you
a
are
fifth grader
right.
level?
Yeah! I'm amazing.
Okay. There we go. Next question.
Are you ready to face the traps of this next question?
Name of the
Good
author
luck
of
to
the Hunger
you.
Games. Suzanne Collins. I can't remember. J.K. Rowling. Katniss Everdeen is the main character. I don't remember. I know it's not Katniss Everdeen because that's the main character in the Hunger Games. And I've seen most of the movies, but I have not read the books. J.K. Rowling, Suzanne Collins. Is it B? I do recognize these names, but I'm too scared to say what it may or may not be. So, let's use the phone a friend. I'm sorry to use it this early, but I'm going to.
We are never better served than by our friends. You
All
choose
right,
to
skip
call.
this. Let's have some fun here. How about we've got two sisters, Annabelle. Let's listen to Annabelle.
Hello? Tell me that that's exactly what I think?
Good evening, and yes,
What does that mean?
this is indeed Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We need your help.
Well, I'll do my best then. Hang knows that he can count
Hang.
on me no matter what.
Now we know how to pronounce
No
it.
matter what? Really, Annabelle? Well, we'll see about that, because this question is extremely difficult. You won't be disappointed.
The right answer is A. Definitely.
Suzanne Collins. Okay. All right, what are you guys saying? Melissa Russell says A. Hank says we're toast. April Drifter said J.K. Rowling made Harry Potter. There you go. Flying Cars A. Jamal Sampson A. All right. So Matthew says, isn't Suzanne Collins a senator for Maine? And Jason, yeah, that's Susan Collins, not Suzanne Collins. All right. So it's going to be A. Final
A?
answer.
Yeah, let's go for A.
You had to make a choice.
All right.
That's
Yep,
the one.
And we were right. And Hank's sister
Okay,
Annabelle was
well
right.
done. Yet another right answer for me.
All right, here we go. I think we're at 4,000 now.
You will be asked a new question
Which of these words
now.
is not related to books? Page. I remember this question. Novel. Shelf. I remember this question. We've had it before. So it might be time to either buy some DLC for this game or do some cahoots like Kaimani was saying. So it's shelf. And it's trying to kind of a trick question because pages are related to books. Novels are always books. Authors are mostly books. Shelf could be anything. You could have a tool shelf. You could have other types of shelves that don't have anything to do with books. You could have a YouTube shelf like the one behind me. So, yeah, you guys are all saying C, shelf, and that is the answer. Chris is here. Chris loves tacos. Nice to see you. All right, yeah, we've done this before. All right, so shelf, it's going to be shelf.
Okay, Let's
Final
go for
answer.
C. Yeah, let's go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yes, you are right.
No lifeline on that one.
And one more point for yours truly.
So annoying.
Will you be able to answer this new question as well?
What are the exact dates of the 100 Years' War? Okay. And I'm not going to know this. I know it's around this time period, but the dates are so close. I don't think it's the 12 to 13 one. I think it's either A or B. I'm reasonably confident about that. That it's either A or B. I don't think it's C or D. So that's 1337 to 1453 or 1337. Well, it's got to be B then, right? Yeah, because the A and D are more than 100 years. But, I mean, they wouldn't call it the 100 Years' War if it wasn't, like, right at 100 years. I think it's B. I think it's B. I don't know that for sure, but I think it's B. I think I'm confident enough to answer. And if I'm wrong, I might be tempted to start it all over again. I said I wasn't going to do that, but... All right. Here's what I'll do. I'll select B, and then I'll look at the chat.
B, no doubt.
Here we go. Ah, you guys are saying it's A. Yeah. But Jason Hoffarth said it's B. Zexion says A. Yeah, and Andre said a couple of you guys are saying it wasn't exactly 100 years, and somehow I did know that it wasn't exactly 100 years. Oh, do I have to use a lifeline for this? I think it is A. I think it's A. Yeah, it's A. No worries. Let's use a lifeline.
Okay,
I don't
audience,
want to, but
this question is worth a good prize.
I feel like
Take a
I'm
good
cheating
look
if
at
I
it
don't do this.
And vote now.
I don't want to feel like I cheated. Yeah. Oh, yeah, A. So they're saying A. You guys said A. Yeah, that's okay. Not goodbye hang just yet. Hang, whatever. A,
I'm
final
going to
answer.
say A.
Had to use a lifeline.
You make it look easy. You
Well, I
got
was
it.
right about it being during the
Okay, well
1300s.
done. Yet another right answer for me.
Oh, we're on 16,000.
The game is off to a good start, but
Okay.
you shouldn't stop there.
Here we go.
Here
New
is a new
question.
question.
New question. You guys ready? Which actor was not in Fast and Furious? We've had this one before. I think this might be one of the last times we play, or maybe we just need to get off easy mode. So, I think I remember this. And this is the $32,000 question. So if we get this one right, we don't leave with less than that. I think, is it D? I think last time I had this question, I guessed C and got it wrong. I think it's D, right? The first movie, though. I'm going to mess this up. What lifelines do I have? I have the different question, and I have the 50-50, and that's all I have. I kind of want to do normal mode after this, because there was one time where I actually did better on normal mode than I did on easy for whatever reason. Maybe the easy mode has like more pop culture, and the creators of the game thought that it would be easier for most people, but it's actually harder for me. Or is it? I know Dwayne Johnson's in one of them, but I don't know if he's in the first one. I know Vin Diesel is, I think, and I think Paul Walker was. I'm not really that familiar with any of these actors. I don't know. I'm trying to remember, honestly, not even about the movie, because I don't remember seeing it. I think I saw it, but I slept through it, and I don't really remember what happens. I'm trying to remember back to the first time I had this question during a stream. And maybe it was B, but he wasn't in the first movie, but he was in some other one. I don't know. I tell you what, I'm not going to cheat, but I'm going to look at the chat, and if I'm wrong, I'll use a lifeline. What are you guys saying? You guys are saying, yeah, The Rock was in the 5th movie. Okay, yeah. I think that was what it was. I picked, the last time I had this question, I picked C, got it wrong, and then you guys were telling me, oh, he was in a different one, but not the first one. Okay, that was what I was going to select. So I don't think I have to use a lifeline. I think I can ethically proceed forward without thinking that I'm cheating.
I'm
B,
going to
final
choose
answer.
B.
Well, you just
All right,
got
you
to
guys
that
were right.
important
Got it.
threshold.
32,000. Here we go. Here we go.
And here's a new question that I
$64,000
hope
question.
won't worry you.
What's the only flying mammal? Is it a bat? It's a bat, right? Yeah. See, I think maybe I know the harder ones. The ones the game thinks is hard.
Oh.
I know better than the other ones. So we'll try normal mode here in a minute and see if that's true. But yeah, it's a bat. Penguins don't fly. I don't think they do anyway. I'm not sure what an auk is. A robin is not a mammal, so it's a bat. I knew that before it even came on the screen. So that's going to be my answer. You guys are all saying B. Ainful Drifter, JJ's, Miss T, Hank, Chris, Mandy, Jamal, Jack, Miss Key, all saying B. All right, here we go. B, final answer.
B, no doubt.
Final answer?
This is our best round
really
yet.
know your answers.
And one more point for yours truly.
So annoying. All right.
You will be asked a new question now.
Ornithologists. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is birds, but the reason that I know this answer, I'm pretty sure it's birds. I'm like 99%. Sometimes, though, I don't really know these answers. I know it because of a reference to something else. And I used to play, if you all are familiar with the Dune movie, the newer movie based on a much older series of books, Dune. I used to play these older video games of the Dune. There was one for Sega Genesis I used to play all the time. And one of the things you can build in the Dune games is called an ornithopter, which is like this flying like machine that like picks up your harvesters and sets them around and brings them back to your base. And it does look like a bird. So I'm assuming that it's birds here, that orna prefix. So I'm going to make that my selection.
No,
I'm going to look and see what you guys are saying. So birds, it's kind of hard to tell where, like if I'm looking at the chat, where one answer ends and one begins. So Mandy says A. Perfect Angel said A. Chris says the reason he knows is because of the Big Bang Theory. I know because of some Dune video game from 30 years ago at this point. Let's see. Yeah, Green Laser, that older Dune game. And then I played the Dune 2000 game for PC as well. That was a good game. Yep. All right, so I'm pretty sure it's B. I looked at the word birds and said B, but no, it's A. It's A, final answer.
Is that your final answer? That is correct.
Thank you, 30-year-old video
Okay,
game.
well done. Yet another right answer for me.
All right, 125. So does that mean this is the question for 250?
Will you be able to answer this new question as well?
What is the term for painting that plays with light? Day-night, chiaroscuro, luciscuro, contrasting luminosity. And yeah, this question is for 125. What is the term for painting that plays with light? if I were to take a guess without using any lifelines, I would say C, simply because of that that prefix. And I know that luz, of course, L-U-Z, is the word for light in Spanish. Luz, and usually if anything starts with that, it refers to light. And given that you've got B in there, I'm going to assume that they're both the proper term for painting techniques. I think I'm probably confident enough to say C. Now, I don't really know this answer. It's sort of by process of deduction and logic. Because B and C are similar, I'm going to assume that those are painting technique names. And because C starts with L-U-C, I think it's going to be C. But I don't really know. That's just, I'm going to assume it's C. Hopefully I don't mess this up here. I still have the 50-50, and I still have switch. We're doing pretty good here. Hopefully I don't blow it. I'm going to say C, and then I'm going to turn to the chat.
Yeah, I'm confident.
Here we go.
I'm saying C.
Okay. You guys are kind of mixed on this one. You guys, some of you are saying you don't know. Some of you are saying B. Chris says chat is saying B, so he'll say B. But why wouldn't it be C? C makes more sense, right? With the prefix. Andre says it's a French term. Okay. And I have no idea how to say, yeah. Hank says GG. I guess it's not C. I still have the lifeline. Andrew says B. Let's see. 50-50. Yeah, Jarrett, we're at, what is this? Is this 125? Yeah. Andre says it's B. Plays with light. Lifeline. Yeah, I might have to use the lifeline. Hopefully, if it takes away A and D, we're kind of toast. All right, let's do 50-50.
From now on,
if
the
it's C, I think you guys
will
owe me an
remove two
apology or
wrong
something.
answers
Just
to
kidding.
get you out of this predicament.
All right, here we go. Okay, you guys were right. Yep. It made sense, though, didn't it? That line of reasoning. So Andres is right. Yep, and Hank says it's a trick answer. Yeah, it looks like it. So I'm going to go with B, final answer.
I'm going to choose B.
And now to the
Is that it?
Yes, absolutely.
You guys were right. I would not have known that.
I just had to answer that question.
All right, this one's for 250 here.
Now that you've released the pressure, here's a new question.
Which of these American presidents is not depicted on Mount Rushmore? I should get this. George Washington's on there. Thomas Jefferson, I think, is on there. Teddy Roosevelt's on there. Herbert Hoover.
I'm not sure.
This is not a hard question.
Oh, God, it's hard.
Herbert
it's easier
Hoover
when you're behind
is
the
not
screen.
on there. If you know much about American history, Hoover was not a popular president. I don't even know if it's because he was that horrible, but because he had the misfortune of being president when the Depression started. And I think that would have been hard for anybody to get out of. Even FDR that came after him had kind of a hard time. So, yeah, Herbert Hoover is not on Mount Rushmore. Yeah, and you guys are all saying D. Perfect Angel, Jedge, Green Laser, Chris, Mandy, Jack, Hank, Sir Cashapin, Brian Hicks, Hank the Tank, Miss T. Yep, it is pretty obvious, Sir Cashapin. I don't know why this is the $250,000 question. Herbert Hoover, final answer.
Well, let's go for D.
Are you sure? You took your time,
That one wasn't that
but
hard.
you are right.
All right, is this 500K?
And one more point for yours truly.
500K. Oh, no. This is the last question. So we were at 500K. Okay, wow.
Will you be able to answer this new question as well?
Okay, I should be able to get this. Napoleon. He was born, and I think that's correct. He became emperor in 1804. That sounds right. He had 3 children. I'm not sure. He died at age 51. I'm not sure. Okay. So I guess when it displays the dollar amount up there, that's the amount that you are. I don't know, but apparently I thought we had 2 questions left, and this is the last question. Okay, and I know a fair amount about Napoleon, but this is a fairly hard question. So I think A is correct. I mean, I think A is a true statement. I think it's an island. It's on an island. Or is it it's Corsica, right? I think he was born in Corsica, and I think Corsica is the island, and I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. I think that's maybe the city on the island. I believe B is a true statement, that he became emperor in 1804. I am not sure how many children Napoleon had. I know he had children. I don't know how many he had. Dying at age 51 sounds right. Because he became emperor. He was emperor for quite a long time, was defeated, was exiled to Elba, came back, was exiled again on St. Helena, and I think he was there for a good, not a long time, but at least, a few years or something like that, or several years. So, and the chat, you guys are going crazy. I've got to get this right. And see, the bad thing is the only lifeline I have is the switch. And I think if I do the switch, I'm going to end up with a question I know less about than this one. Okay? If I were to guess, it's got to be either C or D. I think A is a true statement. I'm pretty sure B is a true statement, that 1804. I'm not sure how many kids he had. It might be C because I remember at the very end when Napoleon was during his first run, when the coalition was closing in on him, the plan was people wanted him to abdicate the throne and in favor of his son. I don't remember too many mentions of like other kids. So, and that was his big thing. He wanted to, it's sort of bad, but that's the reason that he wanted to get married was really just to have a son. I don't think he had 3 children, but you guys might be yelling at me in the chat that it's not the case. D, I don't know exactly what age he was when he died, but this would seem to generally fit and be plausible. It's either C or D, I think. If I were to take a guess without using any lifelines, I would probably say C, but I'm not going to select it yet. I'm going to click on it.
Okay. Well, the right answer is C.
I'm going to see what you guys think. You guys are saying C and D. Okay. So, all right. So, let's see. I think it's C, but I'm not 100% sure. All right. You guys started off by saying C, and I have no idea if you guys are looking this up or not. So you guys are saying C. Yeah, I knew Matthew, I knew he was born on Corsica, and I think that city is on Corsica. Yep. Zexion confirmed it for me. Jarrett says he had only one legitimate son. Yeah, that was his big thing. He would get married just for that. He wasn't great in some areas. You guys are saying maybe D, but there's a lot more C's, and that is what I selected. Are we about to win this game? Are we about to finally win this game? And C, A, I know is true. B, I'm pretty sure is true. D, I don't know exactly what age Napoleon was when he died, but this would fit the general time frame if I'm like adding up the events of his life, because when he first started fighting in the French Revolution, he was only in his 20s, but that was like in 1799. So he was emperor for like 20 years or however long it was, and then he has exile, and then his second exile. That would be about right for him to be 51. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Are we going to win finally?
I know you are waiting for me to ask you. So let's go. Is this your
I'm gonna
final
skip it
answer?
this time.
Yep, that's my final answer.
Please let this be right.
All right, let's find out the right answer together.
Please let this be right.
You knew
All
how to
right,
make the
we got
right
it.
decisions throughout the game, and that made you
Finally.
a millionaire.
Finally,
Congratulations!
we won the game. We're millionaires. All right, we got it. $1 million. I was starting to get kind of discouraged, missing the easy questions. I think I do better on the hard ones than the easy ones. Because the easy ones, they just ask you about pop culture, which I know nothing about. All right, congratulations. You guys were just as much a part of this as I did. We're going to play normal mode if you want to keep playing. If you have to go, I understand, but we're going to play normal mode here in a minute and see how different it is. All right, here we go. Congrats, everybody. Thanks for the congrats. JJ's, Hank, Miss Key, Green Laser, Mandy, Jarrett, Melissa Russell, everybody. Okay, if you are able to stick around, I'm going to do normal mode at least once. We beat easy mode, finally. All right. Here we go. We're going to play, and we're going to do normal mode. I seem to remember one time over the summer where it seemed like I was doing better on normal, and I think that's it. The questions that the game designers think are hard are all about subjects that I know about, like with the Napoleon and the, what was the other one? There was one toward the end or American history. All right, solo play. We're going to go normal mode. Okay, all right, so here we go. So I was wondering why it didn't let us pick. I guess on easy mode you can't control the categories, but on normal mode you can. So I don't want to play this for multiple times like easy. So we might, I'm tempted to take some of these out. I'll tell you what, let's do. The first time, I'll play at least twice. The first round, we'll leave them all in, okay? The second round, I'm going to take out the ones I'm not good at. Literature, lifestyle, whatever that is, which to me is pop culture, entertainment. Well, so many of them are like that. Harry Potter is a whole category unto itself. Okay. Well, as they say, GG. We're not going to get very far on this first one, but I'm going to try it. All right. Character-wise, who should I be? I'm going to read messages while you tell me who I should be. I'll scroll through them. You guys pick my character. All right. So, yeah, we did do it. Yep, that was easy mode. Yeah, Ruben. You guys are talking about Ruben crying himself to sleep. Okay. Yeah, manga, Zexion is really not my forte. I don't know much about it. My forte is like science, history, math, stuff like that. Music. Sir Cassiopen is okay at American history. Miss T says Lindsay. Miss Key says George's. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. Jack says Nadia. I'm just going to keep scrolling through. Sir Cassiopen says Margaret. You guys are all picking different things. Let's see. Yeah, Andres, I have you guys for pop culture. You're exactly right. Samwise can help with Star Wars. JJ Zone says George's. Is that French? I don't know what that is. All right. Do I have any more people chiming in? Okay, let's do George's. I don't know how to pronounce his name correctly. He's a caregiver whose passion is ancient art. Okay, let's do it. This is normal mode. Skip this. It's the same intro. Same intro here. Here we go. First question.
But why did I have to be the one to get this
All right,
question?
in the X-Files, Fox Mulder is an FBI agent. I remember the X-Files back in the day when it was a new show. He's not CIA. He's not MI6. He's not a double agent. He's an FBI agent. Him and Scully was the other one. They would always try to find paranormal stuff. It was really kind of a crazy show. All right. So let me make sure the chat is working. Steven Turquoise is here. He says, school principal reacts. I wanted you to know that I've been rewatching Victorious to get ready for Tuesdays. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. You guys are all saying, see, yep. I don't know if you guys watched The X-Files. I remember seeing it come on back in the day when it was a new show. Although, I scratch my ear here. Although it was a new show at that time. Yes, he was an FBI agent. Final answer.
That's the right choice.
Are you absolutely sure? That's what we were looking for. That's right.
Okay.
And one more right answer for me.
On the annoying scale, it's not that bad.
Let's go for this new eliminatory question.
What movie is about the romantic adventures of a Cocker Spaniel? Beauty and the Beast? Lady and the Tramp? Sleeping Beauty? Home on the Range. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's...
Come on, George. Focus.
George. Okay. He calls himself George. But on the menu, it has an S at the end. Is that and I noticed the E key is right beside the S key. That would be embarrassing if there's a typo in the game like that's that bad. Okay, it's Lady and the Tramp. You guys are all saying B, Perfect Angel, Hank, Chris, Brian, Miss T, Andre, Sad Dog, JJ's. It's going to be Lady and the Tramp.
I think that the right answer is B.
Is that your final? You figured it out perfectly.
Yep.
Nice answer.
That was the right answer? Awesome!
I guess he's just supposed to be George.
Trust yourself and your acquaintances for this new question.
Sisters Venus and Serena Williams are... Okay, Serena Williams is tennis, right? I think that's correct. Is it tennis? Yep. Okay. I know that Serena Williams is tennis. I actually don't know about Venus Williams. I guess her sister is just way more famous than she is. And I don't follow tennis. I just know her because she was just everywhere for a while in different ads. So, yes, I'm pretty sure it's tennis. Let's see what you guys are saying. JJ Zone is saying it's a glitch, George's name. Yeah, that's really embarrassing, game developers. All right, tennis. Chris, Hank, Sir Cashpin, Brian Hicks, Miss T, Sad Dog, Brian Quantum Labyrinth, welcome, by the way. JJ Zone, Zexion, Perfect, Mandy, all saying D. Yep.
D seems pretty good.
Sometimes it's just...
I'm going to say D.
Sometimes it's just
I know you were
advertising.
waiting for me to
That's how
ask
I know
you.
these.
So that is correct.
Just because she was in so many ads.
And there we have it.
This new question shouldn't give you a hard time.
Providence is
in
Rhode
theory.
Island. A. That's what it is. Maryland, Maine, or Vermont. Nope. Let's see. Rhode Island is Providence. Maryland. What's the capital of Maryland? Am I losing it? I can't call it. And I know all the capitals. Maryland. Maine is Augusta, Maine. Vermont is Montpelier, I think it is. Maryland, Baltimore. Yeah, it's Baltimore, right? Baltimore, Maryland, Augusta, Maine, Montpelier, Vermont, and Rhode Island is Providence. Yep, you guys are all getting it. A, Hank, Matthew, Brian, Miss Key, JJ's, Italics, welcome, by the way. Yeah, Italics, that's what I was thinking. George's is a French variation. I was thinking it was French, but then he didn't speak French, or he didn't have an accent, and it kept calling him George in other places. And he, Annapolis? Are you serious? Annapolis, the capital of Maryland? Is that correct? It's not Baltimore? Annapolis? Somebody help me out. I can't continue. What's the capital of Maryland? Is it Annapolis or is it Baltimore? I'm losing it here. I used to know all my states and capitals. Yeah, it's Annapolis. Yeah. I got to go back and study those. I knew them all. Like as a little kid, I knew them all just like that. All right, guess not anymore. Providence, Rhode Island.
We're going to say A.
Here we go.
Okay?
You pulled it off.
Here we go.
One more right answer for me.
Yeah, he doesn't
Our
sound
team
very
of
French,
editors
does he?
offers you a new question.
Which of these words means a summary or outline of a book? Synergy? Synopsis? It's synopsis. Nope, none of these other words. It's synopsis. Hopefully you guys are getting it right. I always have to wait just a moment for the... yeah, Chris, the Animaniacs. He says, watch the Wacko Warner video from Animaniacs. Jamal Sampson says he watched small parts of the X-Files in the late 90s. Yeah, me too. Yep, synopsis. Andres got it right. Perfect Angel. Miss T, Chris, Miss Key. And I keep forgetting, you guys can see my chat on the screen, so you can see kind of how laggy it is. I don't think it's that laggy right now. I mean, it's just a little bit. Just what you would expect with the stream. All right, it is definitely synopsis.
I'm
Final
choosing
answer.
C.
You got there. Well done.
All right. Excuse me. So far, so good.
I think we all agree that we can move on to this new question.
A puzzle in which pictures and individual letters represent an idea is called a what? Okay.
But why did I have to be the one to get this
came
question?
up earlier today. Anagram, acronym. Yeah, acronym. Yeah, I was talking to somebody about this. It's acronym, what we were talking about. But this is called an anagram, I believe. Because a gram, it sort of makes you think of it's a picture, like a diagram. I believe it's A.
I'm choosing A.
What do you guys think? All right. Sir Cashman said, yeah. Okay, you guys are all over the place. Jamal Sampson said D. JJ said A. Chris said D. Sir Cashman said B. Andre said D. JJ's A is a guess. Miss T says A. I think it's A. But I was talking to somebody about this acronym anagram thing earlier. Rocky Rocks, by the way, welcome to the stream. All right. So Chris is saying no. I don't know if he's saying it to me or to the other people in the chat. I believe it's I believe it's A. Perfect Angel says it's C, rebus. Think of a mnemonic phrase. I think it's A, but I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, we'll just start over. Here we go. A.
And now to the most...
It is
the
rebus.
wrong answer.
It is rebus.
Well,
Perfect
no
Angel.
big deal.
Was
it's
right.
a game after all.
Yeah, it's a game after all.
Congratulations.
Okay. We're going to play at least one more time.
You walk away with your guaranteed cash prize.
All right. Let's skip this mumbo jumbo. We're going to go back to the beginning, and we're going to adjust the categories a little bit. Now, you could say this is not exactly cheating, but I am going to adjust the categories some. All right. So, let's see. I'm not going to take off like all of them. I don't want to nerf the whole game here. Let's take off arts, literature, lifestyle, entertainment, because I'm bad with that. Harry Potter. Soccer is a whole category by itself. Sports hobbies. It's got the hobbies in there. I'll leave soccer and sports up here. Maybe if I lose again and it's like really early on, I'll come back and adjust it again. Okay, let's do it. I'll give George another shot. Did they just make a typo right there? That's pretty embarrassing. All right, here we go again. Get ready. Brian says he's good at Disney. All right, let me skip this. All right. Miss T will be my manga lifeline. Sorry,
You picked
Chris,
a
I'm
great
not
day
good
to
with
join
Harry
us
Potter,
on
as
Who
we've
Wants to
seen.
Be a Millionaire?
All right, here we go. Let's skip all the intro stuff. Oh, I didn't mean to skip straight to here. Which of the following countries was never a British colony? Canada was, India was, Sweden, Bahamas definitely was. So no, Sweden's been its own country for a very long time. It's Sweden. So I'll give you guys a minute to catch up. I skipped to that pretty quickly. All right. Jack says probably a typo. Zexion says, is there anyone not good at Disney? Yeah, good point. All right. Jamal loves state capitals. Everybody's saying C here. Sir Cashpin, Jack, Chris, Zexion, Matthew, Miss Key, Brian Hicks, Brian Quantum, all saying Sweden. Let's do it.
I'm going to
Final
try
answer.
C.
Final answer? You pulled it off.
All right, next question.
One more right answer for me.
Here we go, $200.
This
for
new
$200.
question shouldn't give you a hard time, in theory.
Who does Merlin face in a shape-shifting wizard's duel? It's Madame Mim, right? Madame Mim? Is it Madame Mim? Yep. I like trying to get them before they flash on the screen. I don't know who Lady Tremaine is exactly. Aunt Sarah. Maleficent is from either Snow White or Sleeping Beauty. I always get those mixed up. One of them is like just a generic evil witch, and the other is Maleficent. I think it's Snow White. Not sure. But yes, Madame Mim. The marvelous Madame Mim, or whatever. And he turns into like a virus and infects her to win and gives her a disease. Y'all are all saying D. Samwise, Brian Hicks, Miss T, JJ, Zexion, Madeline, Chris. Let's go D.
No more hesitating. I'm going to say D.
Is that your...
All right, here we go.
That is the right answer.
Next question.
That was the right answer? Awesome.
For 300.
Here's a new question for you.
Which of these professionals... Doctor. Doctor is supposed to have a good bedside manner. Doctor, where is it? C. Doctor. All right, so an accountant. Never heard that. A barrister, which is it that another word for a lawyer? Maybe? A doctor is supposed to have a good bedside manner. And then D, teacher. I mean, sure you'd want that, but they don't call it that. All right, C, doctor is what I'm going to pick. All right, so Jonah Richards, welcome to the stream. Gage Schneider, hey, how's it going? Jack says voices are kind of loud. I don't think it'll let me change the sound until I'm back at the main menu. Everybody's saying C. Brian Quantum, JJ, Chris, Brian Hicks, Miss Key, Madeline, Just Ari, welcome to the stream. Jack, Darren Haverlock. And Gage, I tell you what, after this game, this might be my last game. I'll do a little bit of Q&A after this if you want to ask me about SpongeBob episodes. All right. Yeah, Krusty Towers and Cracked Crabs is some of my favorites. All right, it's Dr.
C.
Final answer.
That's the right choice.
You figured it out perfectly. Nice answer.
Oh, that's perfect.
All right, here we
Trust
go.
yourself and your acquaintances for this new question.
In which sport do players throw large balls containing... Okay, bowling? I've never... 10-pin bowling. I guess there's other kinds of bowling.
But why did I have to be the one to get this question?
So I've never heard it described like that, but players do throw large balls containing 2 finger holes and a thumb hole, and you throw it down there. 10-pin bowling. Yeah, football, tennis, and cricket, not exactly. All right, what are you guys saying in the chat here? You guys are saying Aimful Drifter B, Miss Key, Miss T, JJ Zone, Hank, all saying B. And yeah, it's B. It's 10-pin bowling. Yeah, it has to be B. Brian Quantum, Mandy Lynn. Yep. Yeah, Matthew, it's not cricket. Cricket, not that I know a lot about cricket, but you like hit the ball with a paddle or whatever. I've never played cricket before. Okay, here we go. 10-pin bowling.
I think that the right answer is B.
All right, George.
Final answer? You pulled it off.
All right, one more.
One more right answer for me.
Here we go for $1,000.
Let's go for a whole new question.
Which U.S. state does not have an Atlantic coastline? Maine does. Michigan does not. North Carolina does. Georgia does. Wasn't all that long ago. I was over there. But yes, it's Michigan. Michigan has the Great Lakes, but no Atlantic coastline. Okay. What are you guys saying here? Yeah, you guys are talking about cricket and bowling. Matthew says B for this one. Yeah, it's Michigan. Hank says B. Brian says B. JJ says B. Ainful Drifter B. Darren Haverlock B. Miss Key B. Chris B. Mandy B. Yep. Okay, Michigan.
I'm
final
choosing
answer.
B.
Is that your Well, you just got to that
$1,000.
important threshold. New question coming up.
All right, for
Good
2000.
luck to you.
Brass is usually an alloy of copper and what other metal? Is it nickel? I think it might be nickel, or it might be zinc. It's not silver. Platinum. It's zinc or platinum. Okay, it's got to be zinc, right? Because you're not going to... I mean, if gold was really in brass, it would be far, far more expensive. Brass is not that expensive. So I'm assuming it's going to be zinc, copper and zinc. I remember learning this. Copper and platinum just doesn't sound right. It's got to be zinc. So I'm going to say B. Let's see what you guys are saying.
I'm certain that it's B.
All right, you guys are saying mostly B. Jamal Sampson and Andres and JJ's and Chris and Matthew and Mandy Lynn, Ainful Drifter. Yep. Let's go zinc. Final answer.
Well done. You got it.
All right. Here we go for 4,000.
Now that you've released the pressure, here's a new question.
Factor VIII is a protein that helps the blood to clot, I think. Carry oxygen, kill germs, clot, absorb sugar. I think it's clot. And I was watching, the reason I know that is I was watching the TV show House MD with Hugh Laurie, and they were talking about clotting factors. I don't think they talked specifically about factor VIII, but I think it's clot. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to look at the chat, okay?
I'm choosing C.
All right. What are you guys saying? Yeah. JJ says C. Hank says clot. Brian Griffin fan says C. Got a lot of Brians today. Unless it's the same one changing their name. Miss T is C. Jonah Richard says, I liked your live stream. I appreciate it. Chris says C. Sir Cashman C. Aimful Drifter C. Darren A or C. Sexion, yep. Miss Key C. Brian Hicks C. All right, let's see. C, final answer. Thank you,
Are
Hugh
you
Laurie.
absolutely sure? You pulled it off.
That was the right answer? Awesome!
All right. George is a little annoying, but not as annoying as the other ones. All right, here we go.
Concentrate.
For 8,000.
Here's a new question for you.
What manga drawn and written by Yusei Matsui appeared for the first time in July 2012 in the magazine Weekly Shonen Jump? Okay, Miss T. All right. You said you were going to be my manga lifeline because I don't know this.
Now.
I have no idea. I don't read manga. So what manga drawn and written by Yusei Matsui appeared for the first time in July 2012? So I'm sure that Miss T knows this. She said she would give me the answer if it was manga. So A, Black Clover, B, Neuro, Supernatural Detective, C, Assassination Classroom, or D, Haikyuu. Now, it goes without saying I'm going to have to use a lifeline, but let me come over here and see, is she saying anything? Okay, Miss T, I don't see you yet. Miss T says C. All right, Hank guesses C. Zexion says C. A bunch of you guys don't know. Miss T says C. So if it's not C, I'm going to be upset. All right. Shonen Jump. She says Assassination Classroom. We're going to go with that. Here we go. Oh, wait, I have to use a lifeline, or I'm cheating. So, lifeline is going to be phone a friend.
Okay, let's get a friend on the line.
In this case, it was Miss T. Let's do wife. See what George's wife is like.
Hello, this is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire calling.
Yes, good evening to you. I must admit that I'm kind of impressed.
How about,
Okay,
we only
snap
have
out of
30
it.
seconds.
Our contestant really needs you right now.
Tina, this time you're
Tina.
going to get me out of a tight spot. I'm counting on you.
I would say D.
Oh, but it's still risky.
D, huh? Okay. Miss T said C, and so did Zexion and just Ari. Now this Tina said D, but I'm not gonna do. I'm going with Miss T. Here we go. And then Zexion said, or then you'll see us in detention. All right, let's do it. Assassination Classroom, final answer.
C. That's the right choice.
Is that your final answer? That's
All
the
right.
one.
All right, Miss T.
One more right answer
on the
for me.
lifeline. Okay, here we go.
Will you be able to answer this new question as well?
In the Star Wars movie saga, who was the first Jedi to have a purple lightsaber? I'm not going to know this.
Come on, George. Focus.
I like Star Wars. I know a lot about it, but I'm going to assume that this is in either episodes 1 through 3 or in some other saga or 7 through 9. I know who Mace Windu is. I know who Plo Koon. I don't remember who their. I don't know what their lightsabers look like. So I'm going to have to use another lifeline. Or I could just switch out the question. I could do that. But you guys probably know, right? I see you typing in the chat, but I don't see what you're typing. Purple lightsaber. I'm going to assume you guys know what it is. So I'm going to do Ask the Audience, which I'm treating you guys like the audience. But let's ask the fake audience here.
You decided to appeal to the audience, who will vote
Sometimes
now
they're
to help
wrong.
you.
Just like that phone offender's wrong. 58% said C, Mace Windu. And that's the one I know the most about, Mace Windu. So let's look here. You guys are saying Mace Windu. Chris says Mace Windu. Mace Windu. Mandy says C. Zexion, yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. I do know it's him. Hank, sorry. I know all about Mace Windu. I could not remember what color lightsaber he had. I just remember that scene where and he's isn't he telling Anakin to kill Palpatine or something like that in one of the episode 2 or 3. Samwise said Plo Koon had a yellow lightsaber. Miss T with the emoji there. Nice. Okay. Ashoka's are white, so you guys even know the other ones. All right, so let's go. Mace Windu, final answer.
I'm choosing C.
Here we go.
You took your time, but you are right.
Yep.
And there we have it.
Now let's go to the next question, if you don't mind.
I guess I don't mind. Okay. Not gonna know this. In The Promised Neverland, what part of Emma's body does Isabel break when she tries to hold her back? Her arm, her foot, her hand, her leg. No idea. I'm not doing a 50-50 because 50-50 is only useful if you know it's not one of the answers. So I'm going to switch out the question. That is the decision. I'm switching out the question. However, I want to see if you guys know the answer. So I'll give you a minute to respond to the question in the chat. What are you guys saying? Andre says leg. D. Mythical Phoenix Heart is here from South Africa. Merry Christmas to you. I guess it's technically already Christmas Day over there. Hank says leg. JJ says D. So does Andre. So does Zexion. Samwise, yeah, I was waiting for that. My leg, like from Star Wars, from SpongeBob. Mandy Lynn says D. Yep. Okay, so it's gonna be D, but I'm not going to do that because I don't cheat on this game. I'm going to switch it out for another question.
It's time to use the switch and change the current question.
Were you guys right? I'm sure you were. Yep, you guys were right.
You will be asked a new question now.
All right. Also called the giant gum, what is Australia's tallest tree? I'm not going to know this. Mountain ash, kauri, jarrah, or ironbark? I don't know. And I've used all the lifelines except for 50-50. So we're using the 50-50. Here we go. 50-50.
Okay, let's take away 2 incorrect answers. Please knock it down to that.
It's either mountain ash or kauri. The giant gum. The giant gum tree. The mountain ash tree. Well, I have no idea which one it is, but here's the thing. They wouldn't call it mountain ash. If the name of the tree was mountain ash, they wouldn't also call it giant gum. It wouldn't make any sense. But it makes sense to call it, if like the giant gum tree is its nickname, if its real name is kauri. So I'm thinking it's B. In fact, that's going to be the decision, is B. Let me see what you guys are
I'm choosing
saying
B.
in the chat. Uh-oh. You guys are saying A, but I am with SM4X. I feel like giant gum wouldn't be nicknamed mountain ash. Yeah, mountain and tall. Oh, Hank, am I going to get it wrong? Hank always knows when I'm going to get it wrong. But it makes sense, right? Like, why would you call a mountain ash tree a giant gum tree? Like, it doesn't make sense. If I'm wrong, I get okay, fine. I guess we're done. If it's wrong, I will play one more game with a couple of the categories adjusted. Okay, so let me go ahead and select Kari. Yeah, you were right.
Wrong answer.
So we're gonna play one more game.
Dumb
Only one.
mistake on my part. Really.
Only one more.
You are leaving with your.
All right, let's skip all this nonsense. We're gonna play one more game. Let me get rid of this music here. This music seems loud to me. All right, someone said questions. If you have any questions, for maybe 10 minutes or so, or maybe less than that, and then we'll call it a night. Okay. So and yeah, look, it's 2 hours. Always with the 2 hours. I don't even look at the clock when I'm streaming a lot of times until I start to get tired, and then I look at the clock and it's almost always 2 hours. That's amazing. I do not plan that. All right, solo mode. We're doing normal mode. Now here's the thing. I'm going to take off sports and hobbies. I'm going to take off soccer. I'll leave Star Wars. It seems like you guys had fun with that. Manga, I've got Miss T, right? TV series. I think I better take off TV series because I'm not good with that. Disney, I'm okay with Disney. Language, I'm good with. Superheroes, I guess I'll leave that, even though I'm not the best. History, I'm good with. Science, I'm good with. And you guys will help me with the rest, right? So let's do it. This will probably be the last game. Let's stick with good old George here. All right, here we go. Get ready. I'll skip all this intro stuff, cutscenes. All right, here we go. Let's do it.
Here's a new question for you.
Which of these movies does not exist? Batman Begins exists. Batman Returns exists. Batman Forever exists. Batman for Love. You know what I've noticed? We haven't gotten many repeats in the normal mode. So I think maybe if we just don't play easy anymore, we're good. Plus, we beat it. We won easy mode finally. So, yeah, Batman Begins, Batman Returns. Excuse me. Sorry for that. Batman for Love. I've never heard of the Batman for Love movie. Yeah, you guys are saying D. Miss T, yeah, that's funny. Brian, Jack, Aimful, Zexion, Miss Key, SM4, JJ's, Rocky Rocks, Hank, Mythical Phoenix Heart, Kingdom Hearts fan, welcome to the stream. Batman for Love, final answer.
No more hesitating. I'm gonna say D.
That would be a
Are you
weird
sure?
movie.
That'll be
Of course.
That would be a strange one. Batman for Love.
one right answer found easily.
It's weird.
Or almost.
$200 question.
I think we all agree that we can move on to this new question.
Where's Rescuers Down Under? I'm assuming it's Australia. The land down under. Iran? Mexico? Spain. Yeah, I'm assuming it's Australia. Can you imagine? Rescuers Down Under in Tehran. You know, that's where it is. Yeah, that'd be kind of a weird, that'd be weird. Australia. You guys saying that? Yep. Hank says Batman hardly loves anyone. Yeah, this is true. I love the portrayal of him in the Lego movie. Darkness, no parents. You know, the song. Zexion, Aimful Drifter, Jamal, JJ's all saying A, Australia. Zexion says underrated Disney sequel.
I'm going
Australia,
to pick
final
A.
answer.
Final?
Mama Becca just got done eating
That's
dinner.
my final answer.
There we go.
That's what
Australia.
we were looking for. That's right.
Yep. No parents.
Oh, that's perfect.
Here we
Here's
go.
a new question for you.
Thanks, Miss T. Thanks, Miss Key. Which of these is not the name of one of the main hyenas in The Lion King? Shenzi, Zazu. It's Zazu, right? Zazu's the bird. And what's funny is I don't exactly know. I know Ed was like the weird one that they would always have to get back in line. I didn't know the names of the other hyenas, but I know that Zazu is the name of the bird. I don't know how I know that, but I do know that. Lion King came out when I was in the 6th grade, I think. I think I remember that correctly. Zazu is the bird. Just because like Simba says his name so much, I do remember that. So we're going to say B.
I think that the right answer is B.
All right. Let's see. JJ, Sir Cashapin. Yeah, the hornbill. I just called him a bird. I guess that's correct, too. Kingdom Hearts fan, B. Same with Matthew, Zexion, Madeline Lawrence. Welcome to the stream. Perfect Angel, Darren, Miss T, Rowan Atkinson. I guess that's true, too. Aimful Drifter, Rocky Rocks, Mythical Phoenix Heart. Yep. Okay, here we go. Zazu, final answer.
Is that your final? You pulled it off. Trust yourself and your acquaintances
What is the
for this
name
new
of-
question.
Come on. Do you guys see this? What is the name of the African red-billed hornbill that follows Simba around? Okay. Is Lion King its own category here? Zazu. Rafiki was the baboon. Iago was the bird in Aladdin, Jafar's little pet, and Shenzi was, as we've said, one of the hyenas, and Rafiki was the baboon. So Zazu, yes, is the correct answer yet again, 2 times in a row. All right, here we go. Nice job, everybody, with Kingdom Hearts fan, Brian Griffin, Aimful Drifter, Miss Key, Iago's from Aladdin, Zexion, Hank the Tank, yep, Madeline Lawrence, Brian Hicks, Rocky Rocks, all getting it right. Zazu, final answer, yet again.
I'm choosing A.
I know you are. That is
All
correct.
right, here we go. Next question.
Good luck to you for this new question.
Which U.S. state is closest to Cuba? That would be Florida, right? Alaska, California, Florida, Montana. Yeah, the others are very far away from Cuba. It's Florida. Hopefully you guys are saying
I'm
Florida
going to
in the
try
chat.
C.
Excuse me. All right. Sir Cashman, yeah, these questions are easy, but they, I'm sure, will get much harder. Sometimes it seems like normal is, I don't know, I do better with normal mode. Yep, Brian Hicks, Matthew, SM4, Aimful Drifter, Sir Cashman, Jamal, JJ Zone, Kingdom Hearts, Darren, all saying C. Final answer.
This money is safe now.
All right, here we go. For the $2,000 question.
Are you ready for this new question?
How old is Bulma at the beginning of Dragon Ball Adventure? Okay, Miss Key. Or Miss T, not Miss Key. Maybe you know it too, Miss Key. All right, how old is Bulma? 14, 16, 18, 21. All right. Miss T, I want an answer here. I'm going to have to use a lifeline, though, or it's cheating. How old is Bulma at the beginning of Dragon Ball? I'm going to use a lifeline, okay? All right, Miss Key. Miss Key knows it, too. She says B. Miss Key says B as well. So we got both of them saying B. So it's got to be 16. All right. Zexion says B. Matthew says 18. Jamal says no clue. JJ says no clue. Miss T says she is 16. Hank says TikTok Miss T. Yep, she got it. Miss T says Goku was 14. Okay. Extraneous information. Kingdom Heart says 16. Zexion B for Bulma. Yeah, I guess that's true. All right, so I'm going to use the phone a friend, get that out of the way.
Of course, you need to phone someone who knows the answer.
Let's do the childhood friend this time.
Hello?
Yes,
These
Peter.
voice actors.
It's George.
They all sound like they
As
don't know what's
expected,
going on.
I need your help for a question.
Awesome. I'm on television. Okay, let's go. Gonna do my best. You can count on me.
Okay. Is
It's
he even
B.
gonna?
It's obvious. It's impossible to blank on that one.
Okay. All these voice actors, they sound like they're completely out of it. All right, so everybody says B, Miss Key and Miss T, and the fake colleague says B, or say B. Let's do it. Final answer.
I'm choosing B.
Are you absolutely? You figured
All right,
it
we
out
got it.
perfectly. Nice answer.
Based, Hank says.
One right answer found easily. Or almost.
All right, here we go. This is for 4,000, I think.
Now that you've released the pressure, here's a new question.
Who's never been the headmaster or headmistress of X-Men school? Wolverine, Kitty Pryde, Storm, or Colossus? I don't know. And I know about X-Men, but I don't know near enough to be able to know the answer to this question. So I'm assuming that 3 of them obviously have been head of the X-Men school. I forgot what it's called. I know what it's called. I just forgot the name of it. The school for, I don't know, the school for gifted mutants? Something like that. I don't even know. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to have to use another lifeline already, unfortunately. And I have no, I don't know. I couldn't see Wolverine doing it just because of his personality. I don't even know that much about Kitty Pryde. I'm not sure I know who that is. I know who Storm is. I know who Colossus is. I would say it's probably like A or B, but that's a wild guess. I'm going to have to use Ask the Audience. So put your answer in the chat. Let's do Ask the Audience.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. We need a little help here. If you would pick
Here
up
we
those
go.
keypads and enter your votes now.
What does the fake audience think? D, Colossus. Okay, what are you guys saying? Okay. Hank says, who is Kitty Pryde? Yeah, I'm not sure. Mythical Phoenix Heart says D. SM4 says Wolverine. JJ says, isn't Colossus a villain? Brian says, yeah, there's a bunch of Brians. SM4 says, yeah, I can see Storm. Miss T says she passes through objects, meaning Kitty Pryde. Aimful Drifter says it's D. Zexion says Colossus. Darren says D. SM4 says D. Miss T says D. Yep. Andrew says D. Seeker says D. Sir Cashpin says D. So the audience says D. I think we're going D, final answer.
D seems pretty good. I'm going to say D.
So this is your... You really
right,
know
we got
your
it.
answers.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
And there we have it.
All right, here we go.
At the pace
Next
you're
one.
going to make short work of this new question.
Who suggests giving Supreme Chancellor Palpatine full powers? Padme Amidala, Bail Organa, the Commerce Federation, Jar Jar Binks. So, when it says powers, it doesn't mean like Jedi powers. It means the power to like take control. I remember that speech. He says, will be reorganized into the first galactic empire, you know. But I don't know who suggested it. It wasn't Jar Jar Binks for sure. He wasn't even, he wasn't part of it. Bail Organa? The Commerce Federation or the Trade Federation? And Padme, it wouldn't have been Padme, right? Like she would have been against it, right? Or was it her? Because she didn't know that he was like evil or whatever. Or was it Bail Organa? I think it was either B or C, if I had to guess. But then wasn't, and I'm not good with the very early Star Wars. Like this was like episode 1, right? 1 or 2, which I don't know that much about because Jar Jar Binks was just that annoying. Sorry if you like him. I would guess B or C. But was the Federation like against the Federation was against the Empire / Senate, right? So it couldn't have been them. It would have had to been, I would probably guess B, right? Bail Organa? Or A, because she didn't know he was evil. Let's see what we've got left. Let's do 50-50 and see if that helps us.
Okay, please take away 2 random wrong answers and leave the correct answer and the 1 remaining wrong answer.
Let's see. Okay, well, that makes it easy. Bail Organa or Jar Jar Binks. Can you imagine, like, Jar Jar's in the Senate saying, hey, I'm not going to imitate Jar Jar Binks. I've done enough imitations. I cannot do him. So I'm assuming you guys are saying B. Let's see. Wait a minute. You guys are saying it was? No way. It actually was him? What? Oh. Okay. Seriously? It was him? Was it really Jar Jar Binks? It's okay. So, I used a lifeline, right? So, I can utilize you guys as part of that lifeline, right? Maybe? All right. I'm going to say yes. That's a little iffy, but we'll do it. We'll say D. I would have picked B and probably lost, but I don't think we're getting all the way to the end on one lifeline either. So let's do it. Let's keep it going a little bit longer. D.
I'm choosing D.
I know you are waiting. Just own it. You got it.
Sorry. I would have missed that one.
One more right answer for me.
I would have missed that one for sure. All right, here we go for 16,000.
The questions follow each other and are not alike. The proof with this new question.
Canada is divided into provinces and what? Not shires. Territories. Yeah, provinces and territories. I'm pretty sure that's right. I don't think they have states. I don't think they have counties, at least not like that. Shires, no. That's the UK. They talk about shires. Territories. I think I can safely choose that one without using a lifeline.
D seems pretty good. I'm going to say D.
All right. So what are you guys thinking? You guys are all saying D? I'm not sure. It's hard to tell which one of these here is the previous one because Jar Jar was D as well. But I think you guys are saying D to this as well. Miss Key, JJ, Sir Cashman, Brian, Griffin fan, Hank the Tank, Aimful Drifter, Kingdom Hearts fan, D territories. Yep. Provinces and territories. Final answer.
And what? Yes, you are.
All right. For 32,000.
Now that you've released the pressure, here's a new question.
What's the literal meaning of the Latin word pessimist? Negative, dark, worst, introvert. Okay?
Well, now.
So I don't know this one. I know what being a pessimist is in English. And that makes me, I would probably guess A or C. Or it could be D also, but I don't really know for sure. And there's a lot of these Latin words. There's a connection to Spanish, but I don't see it here. I would have to guess, and I might get it wrong. So I'm probably going to use the switch lifeline. I'm going to use the switch lifeline, okay? What are you guys saying here? All right. Yeah, the most logical one, it could be A, negative, because that's what a pessimist is in English, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the Latin word pessimist is exactly that. It could be dark or worst. Yeah, Aimful Drifter, I'm with you here, but I'm just not 100% sure. Being pessimistic is expecting something bad. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it could be C, though. It could even be B. You know, it's dark. You know, dark, bad. You know, you're expecting something bad. So I'm going to use the lifeline, the switch, and we'll see who's right. You guys are kind of all over the map. We've got JJ said A, Aimful Drifter said A, SM4 said A, Hank said A. Let's say who is right among you. I'm going to use the switch lifeline.
The question does not inspire you, and that is why you choose to use your switch lifeline.
It's the last lifeline.
Well done.
What was the answer? It was worst. You see there? So who got it right? Zexion got it right. Miss Key got it right. Andrew the Cheetah got it right.
At the pace you're going,
and
you're
Kingdom
going to
Hearts
make
fan got
short
it right.
work of this new
Congratulations.
question.
Okay. Carrots are... Oh, this is vitamin K, right? No, vitamin A. It's vitamin... No, it's K. It's vitamin K. I think. It's vitamin K. So, yeah, vitamin A, I know that's good for, like, your eyesight. Vitamin D is, like, good for everything. I forgot what vitamin E does. I do know that carrots are chock full of vitamin K. And I don't know why it's vitamin K and not, like, F or G or H or something, but... yes, I'm pretty sure it's D, which is vitamin K, not vitamin D. All right, I'll give you guys just a minute. I'm going to click on D.
I'm choosing D.
What are you guys saying? You guys are saying A. Yeah, but that's why I was torn. The eyesight thing, I know vitamin A is good for eyesight, but I thought carrots had vitamin K as well. Or is it both? I thought it was vitamin K. Well, if it's wrong, it's wrong. And if it's wrong, this game will be over. We're going to do just a few minutes of Q&A, so if you'd like to stick around after we're done, whether it's this question or another one, then do stick around. All right, vitamin K. That's what I chose. Final answer.
It's the wrong answer.
I guess you guys were right.
Well, no big deal. It's a game, after all.
Yeah.
Congrats.
All right. Not bad. We finally beat easy mode. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to this menu, and I'm going to turn the music off. And I'm going to go over to my windows here, and I'm going to enlarge my window. All right. Okay. So we'll have just a little bit of Q&A, just a few minutes, not a long time. It's already been almost an hour and a half. So great, several games here of Millionaire. I hope you enjoyed playing. I'm not ending the stream yet. If there's anything else you guys want to say or talk about, I'll read some chat messages, okay? So we did beat easy mode. I may even make that a little short and put it on the channel. That was pretty cool. But... I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. And you guys were saying you wanted to play Kahoot next time. I think we're going to do that. Okay, so let's see if there's any questions. And if there aren't any questions, that's fine too. But some of you all were trying to ask me about like channel content and stuff right before or during the stream. So JJ with his questions. Miss Hafer, Miss Ackerman. I would say Miss Hafer because Miss Ackerman just like went crazy the whole time. Zexion says, so this is a regular thing. This is the first time I've ever come across it. We haven't, we've done live streams. We did live streams as of a week or two ago, or I think last week, but we haven't played Millionaire in probably a month or two. We used to do this quite a bit during the summer. So it was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it too, Zexion. Miss Key says, have you seen some of my video suggestions over on Discord? I have. If I haven't said much about it, it's just because I've been really busy, but I did see those. I'll try to put a little thumbs up or something just to let you know I did see it. Brian Griffin, funny question. Why are there so many Brians? I don't know. This channel just attracts them, I guess. Aimful Drifter, Principal, have you ever thought about taking part in such a show in real life? No, it's nerve-wracking enough just doing this on a little live stream. One of my teacher colleagues did go on the game show Jeopardy in real life. That was pretty exciting for her. But no, I have not. Hank the Tank says, hopefully Millionaire Saga's over at this point. We might play again at some later point, but we'll put it on hold for a while. We've done enough of that because we beat easy mode, finally. All right, Melissa Russell said, history has been made. We finally won a game. Yep, we all did it. I did it. You did it. We all did it. Jack says, from watching Victorious as a kid, I was always wondering what real performing arts schools are like and how they perform compared to normal high schools. Yeah, they're a bit different. As you know from watching the first episode, I have worked for 2 years as an administrator at an art school that's a lot like Hollywood Arts. I have reacted to episodes 2, 3, and 4. They just haven't been published yet. But the first Tuesday of 2026 will be episode 2 of Victorious, my reaction to it. Looking forward to it. Perfect Angel said, what's your favorite Christmas movie or TV special? We're right in the middle of watching It's a Wonderful Life. I've seen that many, many times, but hopefully we'll finish it today or tomorrow. Hank the Tank says, did you ever watch someone become a millionaire in the actual show in real time? I don't remember because I watched it the first couple of seasons when it first came out with Regis Philbin. I don't remember if I've seen anybody get to the end. Let's see. Anything else? JJ Zone, what did you think of what Warts did in the flood by letting his school flood? Yeah, it was pretty terrible. He's up there dancing and people are in danger. It was really bad. Melissa Russell says, I found out the name of that SpongeBob episode. It's called Frozen Face Off. Yeah, that one's high up on my list. Hank, yep, we beat it. We sure did. Miss Key says, why do you think that school cafeteria scenes from TV shows always have a food fight? That's just, I don't know. They're always in there and somebody goes, food fight. I've never seen it happen in real life. I have seen people throw things. There was one school in particular that was a little rough that I was administrator of, and people would throw food, but it wouldn't be like food fight and everybody starts doing it. It would be isolated to a smaller group because most kids, if they see that going on, they don't want to get in trouble, so they're going to distance themselves from it. Brian Hicks says, I remember the show Tiana on Nickelodeon, which was in an art school. Okay. MB Transport says, can you suggest Henry Danger reactions, the fake teacher? Yeah, Henry Danger's on my list, so thank you for that. Let's see. Zexion says, certainly no, Ruben ever won. Andres is back. JJ Zone says, where would Durga and Mr. Quest and Dr. Xavier be on the teacher tier list? Probably like a C, like in the middle. They're not too bad, but they're not great. MB Transport says, the episode of Henry Danger is called The Substitute Teacher. I recently reacted to Recess, The Substitute Teacher, and it's set to publish in early January. Kind of as a consolation for the people who are wanting me to do Regis. I've been playing too much Millionaire. Recess every Tuesday, but I'll just do that kind of every once in a while. Sexion says, you'll have things thrown at you you wouldn't believe. Hank says, John Carpenter was the first millionaire. There you go. Game Kids Reviews says, hello, believe it or not, I just finished playing George Bailey in a play production. Absolutely loved it. That's pretty cool. I've been acting almost 10 years on stage. That's really cool. You got to be George Bailey. I think that's pretty cool. Hank says, just called his dad to tell him he's about to become a millionaire. Oh, yeah, that's right. I did see that. He was on the final question, and he phoned a friend, which was his dad, and he didn't ask him. He already knew the answer to the question. He said, hey, Dad, just to let you know I'm about to become a millionaire, and then he answered the question. I do remember that. Sir Cashapin said, I have a theory about all the Bryans. Maybe your name is Brandon. Yeah, I doubt that's it, but there are several Bryans in here. There were. Ainful Drifter said, is there any Christmas custom that's typical for the state of Georgia? Not being cold is just about the only one that I know of. Not specific to Georgia, but it is quite warm down here right now. But then next week it's going to be freezing cold. So, Miss Key, how do you help a student with social anxiety? Just understanding them, getting to know them, understanding their triggers, which are different for different people, and trying to help them within your ability to do so. Hank says classic. Sir Cashapin says someone here is an imposter, Brian. Zexion says there was also a candidate once that cheated by having someone in the audience cough. Ooh, yeah, it seems like I did hear about that. But they weren't happy about that. Jamal says happy holidays. JJ says, is the teacher going to happen in the near future? The teacher tier. Probably not the near future, JJ's, only because that's a bit more time intensive. And I just finished doing the, excuse me, sorry about that, the potential firings and potential suspensions list. That took a while to put together. Melissa Russell, what is your favorite Christmas song? I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite Christmas song. There's a lot of good ones. Jamal says, do schools in America do nativity plays? Not as many public schools do. It really depends on where you're at. There are some areas that will allow some of that, and there are many that don't want to give the appearance of endorsing any sort of religion, so they stay away from it. You see it much more in private schools. Hank the Tank says, I rewatched Norm Macdonald appearances on Millionaire. He got so angry with the host. JJ's favorite folk song. I don't know if I have one. MB Transport says, how long will Victorious Reactions be for? I don't know. Time will tell. JJ says, from Bob Dylan or other folk bands, referring to his question. Miss Key wants me to go, hall monitor. That's not bad, right? Hank says, you could use your coughs to help me with Millionaire. Yeah, there you go. Zexion says, in Germany, we have nativity plays at best. And that's right. You know, Zexion, I didn't see your, I recognize your icon. I didn't recognize your name at first, but I recognize your YouTube icon. Yeah, you're very active on the channel, and I do remember you being from Germany. So it's quite late over there, is it not? I guess you're staying up late tonight. MB Transport says there are 4 seasons of the show and maybe have 26 episodes. Okay, so we're talking probably around a year it would take, but Ned's was longer than that, I believe. Let's see. JJ says, oh yeah, the rabbit and don't bother Sandy. Zexion says, I think you skipped Jamal and the truancy question. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to. Jamal, if I can quickly find it, I'll answer it. Didn't mean to skip it. If you want to ask it again, that would be great. Jamal says, do schools provide vegetarian and vegan food options? Not specifically, but they will often provide options to include a salad. A lot of schools will offer a salad option. Hank says, hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. Yeah, I don't have any instruments out. Sorry. If that's what you're asking. Perfect Angel says, have you ever had any students transfer to school after being homeschooled? Was it challenging? I have had that. Usually it's not that challenging, but there is an adjustment because you're around so many different people. That's usually the adjustment. Zexion says, I'm a little too hyperactive. It's past 2:30 a.m. Yeah. So let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 6 hours difference. Darren Haverlock says they should do Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 90s edition, where they ask all the questions about 90s culture. Okay. Jamal says, are students allowed time off for religious holidays, for example, and Hanukkah? Yes, they are. So Christmas and Hanukkah, almost every school system in the U.S. is going to have this part of December out of school. I have had students, for example, I had a student one time that was Hindu, and they got to go, I think, for Diwali or another holiday. They actually went to India for it, so they were excused for that. It's not very often that happens, though. Let's see. MB Transport said, what if you started your channel in 2010, which would be in the very early days of YouTube? JJ's, what do you think of school milk? It's there. Miss Key, what's your favorite part of doing a reaction video? If it's something I really like, it's fun to kind of give a genuine reaction to it. All my reactions are genuine, and just seeing how they come out. Some of them get lots of views and attention and excites people and makes people happy. Some of them don't get views, so you never really know how it's going to come out. Jamal says, how does your school deal with truancy if the parents won't respond? It's in the law. It's different by state, but it's in the law. You can be fined. You can receive fines if you fail to send your kids to school, particularly in the elementary schools, because if you think about it, if you're like 6 or 7 years old, you don't really have too much control or influence over that. You depend on your parents for that. Now, if you're 17 years old, you have a lot more influence on whether you go to school or not. So you can be fined for that. Now, does that always happen? No. You can also get DFACS involved, which is the Department of Family and Children's Services. You can get in trouble for that, though, if you just outright, if you don't even try. Now, if there's a legitimate issue going on, the school is not going to try to fine you. They're going to try to help you. If you're having, transportation issues or some other issue that's preventing you from sending your kids to school. Okay, starting to get tired here. Jamal, are students allowed to park their motorbikes and cars in the school parking lot? They are. If you're allowed to drive and you have insurance, most schools do have a process for students being able to pay for a parking pass. So the answer is yes. MB Transports, the SpongeBob UK edits, I do remember you mentioning that. It may be a while before I'm able to get to that. Toontail Official, Smallville. I do plan on doing Smallville eventually. 6'7". 6'7". Sir Cashapin. Aimful Drifter says, I remember the beginnings of your YouTube channel. Have you ever expected that it will create such a big fan base of your loyal subscribers? Yeah, and I'm curious as to know how many subscribers I had when you began to watch. There are people that started watching when I had, less than 1,000 or whatever. No, I didn't expect that it would have so many. I think we're at 19,000 right now, which blows my mind. Jamal says 4 O'Clock Club is the most accurate TV show. Okay. Miss Key, sit with the 6'7". Toontail Official, are you the only member of your family who's an educator? Yeah, pretty much. My grandmother was an educator, but that's it. So basically, yes. Perfect Angel, do school cafeterias make special meals for kids with food allergies? I think in many places they do, particularly if it's like a really severe allergy. Like if it's the kind of allergy where you're like in the hospital, you can request that, and the schools will work with you the best they can. They may or may not have the ability to do that, but if they can, they usually do. Mythical Phoenix Heart says, I know it's weird. Have you ever thought about doing a painting challenge by watching Bob Ross? I am terrible at painting. I could do that, but let me just say it won't turn out very good. I have talents, but that's not one of them. I'm much better with the singing and playing instruments. Jamal says, are students allowed to use laptops for class? Each school is going to have a different policy on that. Most of the time, yes, and most of the time the school is going to actually issue laptops for class if they're going to use it. Sir Cashman says he doesn't remember how many subscribers when he started watching. Melissa Russell says, I started watching when you only had like 4 or 5K. Wow. Brian Griffin fan said 18K, which is fine too. JJ Zone says, would you rather be a teacher in Baldy School or the Yu Yu Hakusho? Probably Yu Yu Hakusho, although they're both pretty crazy. Key says she's not good at painting but can sing. Jamal, do teachers get paid time off in the summer vacation? They do, but what they basically do, most teacher contracts are for 10 months, so they take that salary that you'd be paid over that 10 months and stretch it to the 12 months. So yes, you get paid, but you're not getting paid really for not working. You're just getting that 10-month salary stretched out to 12 months so that you're not just not paid. Melissa Russell, favorite instrument? I have a lot of favorites. Piano, probably, I guess. I have a lot of favorites, though. Let's see. Darren says, do you remember taking the high school exit exam? Do you think it's something that should still be required? So in Georgia, it's different by state. In Georgia, a pretty long time ago, they did take away, it was called the Georgia High School Graduation Test. I did take it. It was really, really easy to me. It wasn't that hard. Should it be allowed? I'm mixed on that because there are some places where teachers will just pass students for illegitimate reasons, or they just want them out of there. So that would be the reason for that, to make sure that students have basic skills. I'm gonna have to go in a minute. I'm starting to get tired. JJ's, have you experienced a teacher strike? So Georgia is what's known as a right to work state, meaning that labor unions are illegal, and it's different by state. Some of them they're legal, some of them they're illegal. So in Georgia we don't have unions like that, so there are no teachers unions, so there are no strikes. There are pros and cons to that. I typically am not a fan, but no, I've not had a teacher strike. Zexion, is there a principal contract? How long is that one good for? Most cases, in most schools, it's for 1 year only. I have heard of longer contracts, but for a principal, it's usually 1 year. Superintendents of a school district typically have 3-year contracts. Mayonnaise is my favorite instrument, says Jay. Jamal says, are students allowed to wear jackets and bring backpacks? Some schools have regulations or restrictions on backpacks, but many of them don't. Or some schools, if there are concerns about that, they make them wear clear or mesh backpacks so that you can see through the backpack. Okay. Hank says, what were some of the growing pains of being a principal when you started? I would say just learning a lot and not trying to do everything yourself. A lot of new principals will just try and do everything yourself because you want everything to be perfect. You really have to build capacity in your people and learn to delegate. Jamal, I was a principal for 4 years. Perfect Angel, yeah, I mentioned house earlier. Okay, you guys, I'm getting tired. I'm going to have to end the stream. We are now at the 2 hours and 45-minute mark. So I do thank you for tuning in and playing Millionaire with me. Thank you for the donations as well, those of you who donated. I'm starting to get tired. I hope you all have a great Christmas. I'm not going to see you all until after Christmas for Friday's SpongeBob reaction. It's opposite day, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here in just a moment. Yeah, we're almost at 3 hours, but not quite. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. I'll see you, I guess, Friday, or I may post a little message tomorrow on Christmas, but I'm not going to bother anybody except to say Merry Christmas. So have a wonderful evening. I hope you all have a great holiday, and I'll see you next time.